Alright, we're good.
Be like,
Bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys, episode 285. I have just been told from the back of the bus. Very special guest with us today.
Can we get some enthusiasm?
Very special guest with us today, Mr. TJ Hockenson, baby. Let's get a big round of applause. Big round of applause. And I'd love to talk to you about, yes, the Chevy Silverado Bus with the Boys is presented by Chevy. This is a Chevy truck podcast, the greatest trucks ever built, and our good friends at Chevrolet have been a big part of the Bussin family and even our personal lives. Chevy Silverado, longtime awesome partner of the show, a truck with commanding and unstoppable grip, legendary capability, and dependability too. So find out for yourself. Like so many of our boys, head to Chevy.com to check out all the Chevy trucks, grit, and build your own Silverado for do-it-yourself projects to off-road, road trips, off-road adventures, to tailgates, whatever your thing is. It all starts with a Chevy truck. TJ, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on here, man.
Dude, I appreciate
Thanks
you guys
for
having
joining
me.
us.
Yeah,
I see
huge.
you're cozy too. You got
Too
the leg
long.
up,
Oh,
lean
yeah,
back a little bit.
I've been
Piece
on here
just
a couple
out.
times now. Oh,
yeah, dude.
You want to see it?
You trying to lock in?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so tell me about
these.
these Lucy's because I haven't had these yet.
Lock in.
I know, but they're different colors.
I put a
Than
little more
usual.
flavor, put a little extra
Maybe.
flavor in there.
So, yeah, you walked in on the other side and
you a
you
coffee
said,
guy?
I got
I do
my
like coffee.
Z words all ready to go. And we said, what we do at the same time? We said, whoa.
Yeah.
And then we brought these little boys out and we said we'd have this conversation on the
did.
bus. These Lucy's, man, you pop them with your teeth.
So you do pop them.
Yeah,
You can't,
pop
you
the-
can,
pop
or you
the
don't, you
little
don't have
BB.
to.
Get
Or
some
it takes
nicotine
you
in
about
your-
20 minutes down the road. Pop two of those bad boys.
Get some nicotine in your system faster. Little
Just
orgasm in
hits
your
you
mouth.
right here.
What milligram are these?
Those are 4, but
Those
they
are
go up to
4.
12.
Oh, yeah. Give me another one. Oh, I got one.
You got a whole little deal there, huh?
I like it, though. They have a little trash thing on the top.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
thought of everything.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's huge.
The company you're supporting right now, that's Big Tobacco. That's a big tobacco company. That's Fortune 500.
Is it?
Big guys step on the little guys. You don't know what kind of chemicals are in those things. With Lucy, the guy who started this, he's an astrophysicist. His dad looks him in the eyes and says, listen, you're fucking your entire life up, bud. You're ruining
Because he went to
everything."
Harvard. He's like, you're messing up your Harvard degree by getting, a degree in
Astrophysicist.
what was it?
Astrophysiology?
Nicotine?
I guess so.
Yeah.
They end up starting this company. So this is like essentially the mom and pop shop of nicotine.
Okay.
You're supporting a small business just by putting that in your lip right now.
I do like small businesses.
Yeah.
That's huge.
You want to talk football first? Or you want to talk about something else?
Whatever you guys got.
All
man.
right. Trump
I'm in.
was almost assassanated.
Yeah, what's
2
your
days
stance
ago.
politically? Who you voting for?
So yeah,
All right.
Are you Republican or Democrat? Did that make you happy
man.
when you saw that, or sad?
I mean, I think that's just a sad thing in general. I mean, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, I think, that's an issue in the country, obviously, is just they're so divided in any sense. And that was definitely a tough one. Are you going to play it right now?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that's a wild scene. I think there's a few different angles, right? Let's put on the tinfoil hats. Assassination attempt, inside job, or complete setup move by the Trump campaign. I think there's three
There's 3 layers.
there's
there.
3
It's
layers
fun.
out there that you can
Right.
dip
Which
your
one are
toes
you
in.
leading to?
Well, hold on. Before we do that, I think we should also both give the insurance policy being like, yes, that was wrong. No one should have done that.
There you go.
No one should have done that. It was
Yes.
wrong. We need to not
Well,
fight that
honestly,
way.
it's just embarrassing that we're at that we've gotten to this point.
Yeah, there hasn't been an assassination attempt since what, Bush,
43
right?
years. Yeah, it's
43 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Reagan. Yeah.
I thought there was an assassination attempt on OG Bush, but I might be speaking out of my ass. I kind of saw that in a tweet and I kind of took that information, kept it, and didn't look into it at
That's how
all.
Twitter
No,
is.
you're probably
X.
right. There's
Yeah.
probably an attempt, but it just got
Yeah. And
deterred.
there's levels of badass, and I think this is the pinnacle of badass after you're getting shot. Like, say what you want, Republi, Demi, you do whatever you want, but when it comes to Trump and getting
Republic
grazed,
Demi.
getting grazed in the side of the ear standing up and saying, "I want my shoes," and says, "Wait," and then puts the fist
wait.
up, puts the fist up as everyone's chanting USA, and then that iconic photo of him going off the stage with the flag in the background. That is badass.
It couldn't happen more perfectly. I mean, like with everything that he led up to, I mean, that was insane.
Dude, and if that's an assassination attempt, if he just doesn't move his head, he's dead.
That's the
temple
crazy
shot.
part about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he's dead.
I know. And it is fun to jump into the conspiracies of every single situation, right? Did we really land on the moon? 9/11, lizard people, all those types of things. What's Colorado Airport about? But this is interesting because there was a video that came out. I wonder if you can find it, Sherm Daddy, but there is a video of the sniper to stage right to the left of the camera view of Trump speaking. And his scope is where his gun is pointing a certain direction. And he looks up, and then you hear the gunshots go up, and he gets back down and pulls the trigger.
Yeah,
so that tells you he saw something suspicious going on. Anytime you see a guy you don't know with a gun on top of a roof and the gun is pointed towards the area you're supposed to be protecting, probably pull the trigger sooner rather than later.
100%.
But it brings in the idea that
I think a little bit of an inside job.
you think it was a setup by Trump?
I think it was both a real assassination attempt because you got you check all the boxes, right? Like young white kid with a rifle on top of a roof. Like that seems what usually happens. That seems to be what usually happens. Then you got what you're explaining with the sniper being up there, seeing something and getting back on his gun. Like the dude, pedestrians are able to take photos of this kid. And you're saying the Secret Service or all the people that are on this job was not able to see this kid or understand what was happening. And there was another interview after the whole thing. It was this cat with like a red visor on.
Yes, with the fake hair,
He's saying
right?
someone was trying to
You've
tell
seen
the
that, right?
police, and they didn't seem to do anything about it. I think there's a little bit.
Well, there's been videos of like people filming the guy walk up the roof or whatever, and then lay down,
right?
And
like calling his name too.
And
What are
then
you
they're
doing?
Calling the local police, like, hey, there's a guy up there on the roof.
Right.
Like, I don't know how that doesn't get relayed, but
We've all seen Shooter. Like, what's the Netflix series as well?
Yeah, the recent one.
Is it called Shooter?
No, there was a Netflix series. It's like the president dies, so the independent, it was the vice president. He actually takes over for the country.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I don't remember the name.
Designated.
Yeah, designated survivor. Yeah, good pull, JP. And dude, these teams that are on this stuff, like you don't miss something like that at all whatsoever. And the ability, like I want to say somebody talked about him in a press conference one time with somebody maybe having a gun. They had him off the stage within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it seemed like people weren't back. Like you had some people still standing up. I don't know. It just seems a little fishy to the board.
And there's a guy sitting behind Trump. He's like wearing a black fedora. And he's got curly hair, and when everybody starts to duck, he doesn't move at all. And then he mouths something, and people are saying he's mouthing like "now you know," or something like that, something crazy,
Yeah. Something crazy.
something crazy.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I love to like. Oh,
Where's
I
he at?
wonder what this means.
Yeah, that guy right there, in the top left corner of that photo,
Yeah, that's wild.
and he's like holding his phone up, and then you see people like kind of start ducking. He just goes like this, doesn't move at all.
Then if you play the game of total setup job by the Trump campaign, like Trump, he's been in the WWE, he's been in the ring, he's beat up Vince McMahon. Like, what if he just drops to the ground, hears some shots, and he just takes a blade to his ear? To me, insanely genius chess move. If you're watching it from a bird's eye view, just being like a commentator
Right.
on the whole thing.
Right, because it is, it's a horrible thing what happened, but now everyone is basically saying that there's no way this guy doesn't run away with it.
Yeah, and what was hilarious too is you sat back and this video was going around like what Joe Biden would have to do to get back in the race with Trump, and it's Vince McMahon getting in this limo, and then the limo just blows up. What? Yeah. So Lucy Breakers are, it's a great,
Great segue.
yeah, great pouch to chew on.
Well, we didn't get your thought though. You think it's an inside job? And we're having fun here, right? There's
yes.
you're not going to get in trouble. We're just having a good time.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean,
he's in the NFL. They'll definitely be
right?
a headline.
Politics. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it
I'll
goes
be hearing
either
from Neil
way.
pretty quickly.
Yeah, no doubt. He will text you, I'm sure. No, I don't know that it was an inside job. I think it was definitely a little sketchy on how the whole thing happened, but I think it is. It's kind of been a lead up, over the last 12 years since Obama got out of office. The last 3 elections have kind of been they talk about it as a do or die thing, and that's like that's tough to, somebody's going to take that real, like,
Mhm.
so, I mean, it's hard to continue the rhetoric of, oh, it's a do or die election and assume that nobody's going to do something drastic,
Right.
which is kind of crazy. So I think just the rhetoric in the United States and in America, like, it's an election, go vote, rather than, oh, this is the end of democracy, or this is the end of, civilization if one guy wins or the other. And that goes both ways. But like, it's kind of crazy the amount of, like, people are surprised now that like this happened. And it's like, it is surprising and it should be surprising, but like, there's been such a lead up to it. It's crazy.
And it's also in the weird corner of it not being surprising, because there are people that like, wish he would have got shot.
Right. Oh yeah.
Which is
100%.
crazy. There's people that wish Biden would tip over
Yeah.
before the election happens,
Yeah.
right?
And to wish
I'm
that on a
just
human
saying,
is
like, I feel like
insane.
those are things that people out in the deep dark corners of the
Yeah.
internet talk about.
I don't think they're that deep and dark, dude. I feel like a lot of people are like, damn.
Yeah, but nobody actively comes out and says shit like that.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
always
a
a burden.
bunch
You know what I
of
mean?
videos,
It's like when something
so-
like that happens, you'll be seeing stuff pop up on like, oh man, wish he would have died or something like that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I think
it's
we're in a
insane.
unique spot too, because the next time Trump speaks, obviously everybody's going to be tuned in. But what a spot to where it's like everybody is just denouncing all this violence and where we've gotten to and all this divisiveness, because that's where it's been.
Right.
I feel like the majority of the middle now are, speaking up a little bit more, just because you feel like you're shunned if you talk about one or the other, because it's such a do or die.
Exactly,
People make it
yeah.
believe it's such a do or die situation. It's like this 20-year-old, he was 12 when Trump first got elected. It's like, wonder what's driving or what's cultivated his mind. Unless it's like, there's the kooky inside job to where he was just kind of like the kid who was going to do it, and they just took advantage of some mentally unstable cat.
Right.
But if it was his own doing, he was 12 when Trump first got elected. Like, what has been going on in his mind up until that point to where he thinks he has to climb a roof and try to pull a trigger on the president?
The vaccines.
To be try to
Yeah.
remembered that way? Welcome to Bussin' with the Boys.
Yeah, dude.
Podcast for the boys, by the boys.
By the boys.
That's
I don't
wild.
know, dude. The older I get, I just feel like there's all that deep, what do they call it?
The deep state.
The deep state. JP's fucking on top of it today. He took his alpha brain.
Because he's part of QAnon.
Yeah. Dude, the deep state, all that stuff, it just seems realer and realer to me. Like,
Yeah.
there's other people behind, the Black Rocks, the Rothschilds. Everyone's just kind of running things from the background.
Yeah.
Because how else could it get so corrupt? And now there's so much more information, so many more videos being taken, that things are just being found out faster, and it just so quickly goes by in the media cycle of 24 hours. I've really find myself 32 years of age, kind of believing what people are saying, kind of believing the deep state stuff.
But then you got people who are scared to even talk about it. It's like, I thought, was it Garrett Wilson?
Oh, Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner.
Gardner.
Yeah, my fault, Sauce. But Sauce is, he put up a couple tweets that are like real things. He almost doesn't, he's trying to like learn about stuff and be like, why does your vote have to be deemed as something that is like, yo, you hate me now because I'm siding with, let's say, Trump or let's say Biden. But he wrote up a couple of tweets of like, you got new people who are coming to the fold that are trying to potentially educate themselves, and people are like nervous to even do so or even talk about it, because you get shunned immediately when you bring it up on what you might be on one side or the other. It's like such a side thing, which is a bad place to begin. It's obviously resulted in an assassination attempt.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, can you bring up, if you just go to his timeline, I think it's the most recent ones. I like
Is he a
following
golfer?
Sauce, man. I like following Sauce.
He said golf's harder than the NFL.
He did. I saw that, and I was thinking in my head, oh no, I hope the boys don't see this.
It's tough.
Keep going, keep scrolling.
Yeah, you're right. It's right at the top.
My man tweets. Is that it? Hang on. Whoa.
Hey, sure.
Okay, so bring up that initial one he did before he quote tweeted. Okay, it says, in all honesty, I never voted before and am unfamiliar with politics, but I do think it's odd to judge people based on who they vote for. Maybe it's not odd, and I just don't understand because I'm not familiar with it. Somebody fill me in. I appreciate that authenticity because I do feel like a lot of, especially with new cats coming to the fold in politics, it's like,
Right.
yo, why are people just so on edge all the time?
Yeah, like
He says, I say this because it's no such thing as as perfect people, which means there will never be a perfect president. It'll always be things that people don't like about what a president does and things they dislike. So people could support a president based on one good thing that he or she will change and disregard the not so good things. So it's not fair to judge someone based on who they vote for because that doesn't mean they have the same exact morals and values as the president. Which I thought was articulated well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
thought that was
legit.
Really
articulated
well
very well.
done.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
legit.
Shout out Sauce. Man.
Shout out the boy
Great
Sauce
job.
Gardner.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, you can't hardly even have a conversation with people
Yeah.
that like, have different opinions because then it's just like it becomes a heated match, and
Mhm.
it's like that's not. I mean, you can have a different opinion and I can have a different opinion, but like we can still be boys,
Right.
but that's almost not a thing anymore.
I find myself just leaning into more of the humor side because you're not, if you're trying to have like real
Yeah.
conversation, especially on the internet, like
yeah.
they're just not going to, you're not going to solve anything there.
No, you can't win.
No, you're not gonna change
Yeah.
anybody's mind either.
Right.
Yeah, people are too like walled off to all that. It's crazy that like when we were kids, you just like you don't talk about religion or politics at the dinner table, and I feel like that's all it's talked about now,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's an election year. It's like everyone's talking about this, that, and the other.
It
The algorithms.
destroys some families too. I mean, like people
Yes,
like
bro.
at a
Destroys
family
bands.
reunion, like people you can't even talk about it. It destroys bands.
What is this?
What do you got pulled up here?
We got the conspiracy theory iceberg going on over here. Y'all
Yeah.
bringing up Denver Airport, a couple of those things.
Yeah, I've always loved the iceberg, man. This iceberg photo has always been
Yeah,
a top.
the way we've seen the iceberg is just all about your character.
And
what
success,
you see on
and
Sundays,
success.
yeah, and what's below it.
Yeah. What's Mirror World?
That we are actually living in the mirror world, and that when we see the mirror, that's.
And can you give JP the mic?
Whoa.
The mirror world is like when you go into your bathroom and you look in your reflection, that what you're seeing is actually the real world and you are the mirror world. So you don't know where you exist.
Hey, do you see
That's a mind fuck.
Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about
Like what?
it's Neil deGrasse, that's a scientist, right?
Yeah.
He was essentially saying in one clip that I saw, so we could take this out of context, that it's very hard to argue that we're not in a simulation. Very difficult.
Yeah.
That someone's not playing a game on us and chaos is always happening, and the only time chaos stops happening is when the player playing our game goes to the bathroom or goes to sleep.
Yeah. Has anybody seen the new TV show Dark Matter?
No, I've heard about it though.
I've heard about it.
And this
I love
was,
how TJ's here, but he said like 4 words. We're all like, yo, what about this?
Yeah, I'm like,
dude, Dark Matter. So you go into this black box, right? You inject yourself, you go into this black box, but it's like this unlimited universe of like doors you can go into, and depending on the thoughts and feelings you have, that's what you're about to open into another world, like another world. And so in this, like somebody who was traveling with him stayed in a world and said, I'm not going to go back in the box with you because I'm going to start a new life here, because they're in a new universe, they're in a new world.
To the universe they want to be in.
Right. And then toward the end of it, it's like this guy who's a great actor, he's the teacher in The Warrior,
Oh,
to where all of these same cats make it to the same world he's in, but just all the different realities that we could be potentially living in. It's an awesome
That's
show. It's a
wild.
good show.
sounds like
Black
a little bit of a
Mirror's
Black
kinda the
Mirror.
same,
Yes.
I haven't watched Black Mirror. Is that where you get to choose like the
You can
next
do-
scenes?
Black
and
Mirrors.
everything?
Yeah.
Black Mirrors are no.
it's
not
episodes,
interactive.
right?
But yeah, it's episode. Each episode is a new,
So you can just go through the episodes. You can start at like 20 or whatever.
Yeah, you can put
whatever
whatever you want.
episode.
Oh.
and it's
Yeah.
all like different plots, different ideas.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it is like blackmail. Well, a lot that I've seen is like blackmail, different universes, different theories, all kind of coming together, and it's
Ah.
wild. how
Way
they do
out
it
of the
too.
box.
And
Yes.
no matter where you
Way
start,
out
they
of
both
the
have a
box.
starting point, and what you end on is like an ending to that.
It's
Yeah.
it's final. Like there's no
What are they,
next
like an
episode.
hour and
they'll
a
go through
half?
this. Yeah,
Almost, like, yeah.
like an hour and a half episodes, and your mind goes into
It's kind of like a
blender.
movie.
Yeah. They're like little, but it goes back to conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Are people truly this original with ideas, or are they being fed these ideas and giving us small little hints to what's really going on in the world?
I don't know. People
That
have some,
kind of get you going a little bit.
It makes me want to throw back a couple cans, the THC tonics,
Yeah,
and
for real.
have some conversation. This reminds me of Jared Allen. We had Jared Allen on,
Yeah.
and we just talked like conspiracy theories.
Go
the
back real
entire
quick.
time.
Go back. What is the
Jared's
timeless
the man.
the timeless
He's the
enigma?
man. bro.
he's
Such a good
incredible. Yeah.
The Timeless Enigma?
Yeah.
What's it?
The Elysium Network was catching my brain.
Elysium Network. What's that?
I don't know. I just saw it on the.
Oh, you saw the thing?
I saw it on the
You'll see
thing.
that next. Jared Allen is the fucking man though.
Yeah,
He is awesome.
big into the curling.
I think he's starting a company.
Yeah, we did like a curling event with him like
Are you like on
a
his
month and a
team?
half. Yeah. So we're me, George. I mean, he's like the top of it, but then George and I are kind of like putting it on social and like kind of doing a bunch of stuff with it. But
Okay.
it's huge. It's a sweet sport. I mean, we go to the T line over here all the time and just go throw some rocks, man.
And you
Fun.
guys,
Is it hard?
It's not that bad. I mean, like the first time you go is hard because like you don't quite understand like how hard to release it or how hard to push off, but like you go 2-3 times and then you'll be solid. I mean, you're an athlete, like hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Are you guys like creating a little team that's gonna like travel around in the off season?
Maybe. I mean, George and I kind of go. George, me, Rob, and we kind of go over there, and Trent Taylor. We all have a little team and go play with the like leagues, and they just fit us in every once in a while, like Wednesday nights, and go over there, throw
I
some
love
rocks.
that. That's awesome.
Try to get the T line. Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
fun.
sure
Drink some beer.
Jared's trying to like start a league.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing all
Yeah.
that. Talked about Bussin being a part of that too.
I'd love
Be
to learn
sick.
some curling.
Get on it.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But it's hard to think about like curling from a TV standpoint, like competing with something like pickleball.
It'd be like 8 the Ocho, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
like they have
yeah.
the bags and everything. Like, I mean,
Would love to commentate the Ocho.
yeah, it'd be
That
great.
would be a lot of fun.
Bags
And
is
then-
starting to pick up. I feel like in popularity. I saw Daquan Jones. He was on a squad. He was hitting some.
Deion
Money
Dawkins
shots.
Deion
Yeah,
Dawkins
I think
is
they were
like
the same team.
He's like one of the main guys in that like Las Vegas league.
Yeah.
Because he hit us up about doing that in I think late last year. About coming and doing that. I think we would get body bagged though.
Maybe.
Those guys are insane though. Like
They're
cornhole every
insane.
time.
Yes.
And like blocking the front. Like
That
all
is
of it.
an actual talent.
Yeah.
to
And
have
then they
that
have
kind
the
of
slick
spacing.
and the sticky side. Like it goes.
I didn't even know that existed till you just said that just now.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they were both the same thing.
Nah.
My brother Cody, when we do our cornhole tournament during the 4th of July, he comes with his own set of bags, and nobody else can play with them.
No one can touch them.
Yeah, nobody else can play with them.
That is a very Cody thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll mess with that.
He's like competing, obviously to win. He did not win this year.
oh really?
No, he didn't.
If you're the only guy to bring your own bags to a party and you
You better
lose,
win.
brother, you got to throw those
I
bags
know.
away.
I know.
It is over. Is that what you want to do when you're done?
I don't know what I want to do.
You wanna curl?
I mean, that'll be part of it probably. I don't know what I'll do.
Have you
Play a
curled?
lot of golf. Curl.
Have you curled since the knee injury?
Yeah. A couple months ago.
Yeah.
We were out there. Yeah. I mean, it really hasn't like limited me too much in that fact. Like I'm still like a normal person. After like 12 weeks was when I could kind of start getting back into doing stuff. Like I started playing golf because it's my right knee. It's not the left. So like I'm not like torquing on it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a normal person now.
How's the knee been doing?
He
It's
just
been
said-
great. Yeah. I mean, we're running
said out
now,
loud.
doing a lot of
Just
change
said,
direction
"Jesus,
stuff. Like it's honestly, I mean, you know how it is. Like like when you get injured, like your head goes into a dark place.
Yeah, it's
like,
a dark world.
It is. And like you're not really sure like what you're going to do or how you're going to be after. And then, like once I got to probably 15 weeks, when like 12, they start letting me run. And I got to give credit obviously to a lot of the PTs up in Minnesota. Like they've been incredible. Like super like, hey, when you're ready is when we'll start stuff. Like when you're ready to do this. And that's been perfect. Cause it's like at 12 weeks, I wasn't on the field, like I was starting to run in the pool and then I transitioned to the Alter G and then I transitioned to the field. And that was like the transition period. And rather than hammering on it at 12 weeks and going to the field and like just hobbling around, like it was a straight progression. And then like my confidence goes up and everything's been like a smooth transition. So there's been a lot of people helping. And now with Jay Holt, like it's like regular training, like
Yeah.
Jay's the best. And,
Yeah.
and he does all this stuff and cutting and everything, doing some routes and like top of route stuff and getting in it. And I'm only 5.5 months. So
And Jorge and their PT.
Jorge,
spot down in Brentwood is really
Griffin, like Matty P, or Matty Ice up in Minnesota, like Tyler up in Minnesota, those guys. It was a smooth transition because like Elatrosh did my surgery, right?
Gangster.
Yeah, incredible. And then I had I was with his PT for like 3 weeks. Then I came down here with Griffin and Jorge, worked with them for like 4 weeks. And then I went up to Minnesota, and that was about the time I needed to start running and like lifting and like do the stick in and all that stuff, run and stop. And then was up there for like a couple months, and then now coming down here and like starting to get back into the route tree with Jay, and like coming out of the explosion stuff with Josh, and then like all that stuff has been huge. It's been a straight transition that's been incredible. And then I'll go back up to Minnesota on Saturday and then start rolling. So.
How was the communication as you transition from Elatrosh's team down to here with Minnesota, going back and forth? Like, was everybody pretty much on the same page?
Yeah, that's been like the cool part about it is like, the people up in Minnesota, like Tyler and Maddie, have been really like good about, hey, calling Elatrosh, making sure like I'm doing the right stuff out there. And then when I came down here, like Maddie came down for 4 or 5 days.
That's awesome.
That's my head PT guy in Minnesota, so he came down and hung out, watched what I was doing, did some corrections and stuff, and was like super cool about everything, and said some things that he wanted to put in there and implement. And then he knew where I was at, went up there. Then I went up there and they knew exactly where I was at, like what I was doing,
who you were with,
and who I was with. And then they like trusted like these people down here because they're the best of the best. And then going up there, transitioned, and then coming down here again, like obviously I'm running and doing change of direction and all that stuff. And like Maddie came down again, like last week for a couple of days and hung out, watched Jay Holt do his stuff, and he's like, dude, this is perfect for you. Like, this is the best stuff for you.
That is big time.
That is huge.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a NFL team trainer going somewhere for somebody to check on them.
Right, because for everybody like tuning in or listening to this, it's usually teams are very nervous when they want you to stay with them the entire time, so that way they can oversee your rehab and everything else. So the fact that they're traveling down and getting to know the crews down here, like, that is big time.
It's huge. And then it gives them confidence for me to come down here too. Like if you ever have anything, like they know who you're working with, they know exactly what you're doing, and they're happy about it. Because like I say, I mean, these guys are the best, but you can only tell them that they're the best. But when they come and see it is when they like truly believe,
Yeah.
So it was incredible.
You talked about that, the dark place.
Yeah.
What, there's a lot of different variables when it comes to going to a dark place. Inevitably, everybody hits it. Yours being the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Because everyone
I had
thinks
2 more left, but yeah.
2 more left. Sorry,
Yeah.
at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Because everyone legit. I don't know if this goes through y'all's head, but you think to yourself, if I'm gonna get hurt, I want it to be early in the year so I can be ready for next year. And then once you hit like that week 10 mark, you're like, just be nicks and bruises at this point. We need it. Did that play into?
Yeah, a little bit, because
how
it's
quickly
like,
did you think about that?
yeah,
And against Detroit.
yeah, that was the tough
There's
part.
a lot of layers to the depression.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was one of those things, like it's week 16, I think was it when it was, and like, I'm knocking on 1,000 yards, like I'm right there, like having a good season, like obviously. We were fighting for a playoff spot at that point. Like we needed to win that game, and we were, on the way. And, then that was probably my second or third target in that game. And, I mean, you kind of know how it is. Cover 2, stick nod, like bend it in the middle. And then, I turn around, catch the ball, and I look, and all I really see is a fat flash of blue, like underneath me. And it's like, I try to stop, and I feel it, but I kind of thought I just hyperextended it. Like I didn't think it was like, I didn't hear a pop. I didn't hear anything. And then I ran off the field, like just jogged off.
Gangster shit.
And then they checked it, and I was like, what
it's
the?
that small little twist there too.
Yeah. And so it got ACL, MCL, right? And then
impressive, no meniscus.
Yeah, nothing with the meniscus, but like I said, I mean, I just turned my head around. Went up for the ball, turned the head around, and it was like, oh no. And then got off to the side. They were like, yeah, I think it might be ACL, but like, go shower. It's done. Yeah, get the MRI and everything. So you kind of get a little bit of hope, and then you finally get the news that night, and it's like, man, that really sucks. But again, they did a good job, because it was like the MCL I didn't need to get fixed. Like I had full range of motion after it happened. And then they locked me in a brace for about a week to get the MCL to heal down. And then after that, it was like, all right, we need you to get to 120, degrees to get it to bend. And it was like at 100 after they locked me, So it was like, that was kind of a big process, is trying to get it in. And Elatrosh did, like I said, a really good job. I went out there like a week and a half before surgery, and then his PT guys were just in there cranking on it to get it to bend and do all that. And it was definitely a dark place, because you're like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, what am I gonna be the player I was? Like, you hear about it, you hear about the ACL injuries and like everything, and it's a scary thing. But at the point I'm at now, like, I feel really comfortable about being able to come back and be the player I was, and even be better. And so that's kind of huge for me. But yeah, like I say, you're not walking. You're like, Michaela's, my wife is rolling me around like in a wheelchair. Like,
you go from like feeling untouchable
exactly
to just getting up. If you have to pee in the middle of the night, you're like, bro, how am I gonna go do this? Like, can I hold it? No, I can't. You gotta wake up.
Exactly.
Your significant other.
Yeah.
And then just going through it, like playing and having your schedule, having your routine the way it is, and how intense and how like precise it is. And then it's like, hey, you're done. Yeah. And now you're bedridden for however many days,
stops.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because with a meniscus, it's like you can't put weight on it for 6 weeks.
Yeah. You're locked too.
Locked.
Right? Yeah.
And so then the only time you take it off is for PT, and then you're sleeping with that brace on.
Yeah.
What those 6 weeks, like, obviously the scaries are hitting you, the depression scaries, but like, what are you doing to pass the time? You pick up a little video game?
Yeah. I played a lot of COD.
Yeah. Did
a lot
you?
of COD, a lot of chill. Yeah. I was kicking it on the video games, but yeah, I mean, like you say, I mean, it was like Elatrosh, he went in there, he looked at it, and when I woke up, he was like, your meniscus looks great. Like, looks perfect. We just had to fix the ACL. The MCL had a stopping point, so we were good there. He's like, you should be good. So, like, that was the best part. Like you say, I was nervous that I was going to get locked in the brace and I was going to be screwed. But like, right away, they're bending it. They're doing everything again, trying to get the range of motion back. I'm on a bike. Like, so in about 2 weeks, like, it was braces on, but I'm walking, and then 3 weeks, brace was off, and now I'm walking. And so it was kind of like a smooth transition after that. But like I said, I couldn't imagine like being locked in the brace for 6 weeks.
They give you that little machine where you like put your foot in it, like moves it.
Yeah, I dreaded it every day.
Really?
Oh my gosh, dude! You liked it?
I didn't. It's not that I liked it, but like my brain would be like, "You're getting better just by laying."
100%.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, and it was like 10 degrees every
succeeding.
day. They told me 10 degrees every day. So like, I started at like 60 or 70 degrees.
Yeah, and it's easy.
And then and then you go 80, and then you go 90, and then like 6 days in, you're at like 120, and I'm like, this is like the first two.
I might really be Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm superhuman.
Like
with
the
this.
first two suck, and
yes.
then you start to get warmed up, and you're like, all right, I can do this for however long they want me to. But
how hard has it been to stay patient? Because obviously, as athletes, we all place like expectations on ourselves to get back by a certain timeline. How hard has it been for you to like stay patient throughout the process and kind of trust what everybody else is telling you? Like going into training camp, I'm sure again in your mind you have some time that you would like to be back or outdo those expectations.
100%. I think they have done a really good job by like being like, hey, like, I'm not gonna let you do this, because I told them right at the beginning when I did it, and after I got the surgery, I was like, you're gonna have to stop me, because like, I'm a person that likes to push the limits, and like, I want to do things, and I'll do it, and I'll say it doesn't really bother me, even though it probably did a little bit. And so like, they've been really good about being like, hey, you can't do this, and like, now I'm at the point where I can almost do everything. I mean, the only thing right now that's kind of limiting me is I can't run 15 yards and then cut right off of it. Like, that's just still dangerous. I could probably do it, but like, they're like I said, I'm only 5.5 months out, so I got time, It'll be like, I think these guys are really smart about the timeline, because like biology is biology, and you come back 7 months, there's like a 25% risk of injury. 8 months, like 15, you come back after 9, it's like less than 5, so it's like, I think they're going to be really smart with how they do it and how they transition, and they have a lot of science and a lot of like, measurements where they can measure my left to my right now, and so that's huge. But yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I'm in the time I am with medicine and like how everything is and PT and the progression of everything. Because if this happened, 10 or 15 years ago, you talk to guys and they're like, yeah, my knee's still screwed up. But like I said, I'm only at 5.5 and it's starting to feel like it was again.
Starting to feel normal.
Yeah.
You don't have any of that, no pain, nothing?
I haven't really had the pain. I mean, I'll do a little shockwave if I get something, but then it's gone. So I haven't really had the like crazy pain in it. So that's been huge. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been kind of fortunate enough because it's kind of been like a smooth progression, and I haven't had a day where like, obviously knock on wood, but like I haven't had a day where I'm like, oh shit, this is worse today than it was yesterday. Like I've been a smooth progression up, and that's been huge.
It's awesome to have a doctor like Elitrosh who has like this like almost like too confident, like cocky kind of attitude about him. He brags about the scar. But the poise in which he comes, it looks like he floats into the room, and the way he speaks to you, you're like, this is the guy I definitely want doing my surgery. And then his team as well. I thought when I spent a couple weeks there, I thought they were absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
Unreal, dude.
And it was great too, because like, I was at 120, and then I went in for surgery like 3 days or 4 days. It might've been 5 days before I actually had it. Like I went in the day before, like that day was going to have surgery. They shaved my leg. They like give me everything. They hooked me up to an IV. Elitrosh comes in and he's like, he bends my knee. He's like, nope, not there yet. I go home. Like,
what was you saying not there yet for?
Like, cause I wasn't at 120. Like I was at like 115 or 118. He's like, nope, not there yet. So I was like, oh, okay. So he sent me home, and then I went to the PT like an hour later. They were cranking on it, and then I got to 120 that day, and then 5 days later I was at like 130. So he was like, good thing we waited. And then 5 days later, like I went and got it, and he's like, this is going to be perfect. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. He's like, the surgery went absolutely incredible. Like, couldn't have gone any better, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
God, there's
like,
words that make you truly feel
I was like,
amazing,
let's go,
Yeah. The only thing that would make you feel any bit better is what, Will?
Buying some tickets to Game Time. Did you know that you can get tickets to any baseball game, any concert that you'd like to be at? That's right.
Any game.
Any concert. Yes.
Wow.
And thanks to Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, you shouldn't have to worry when you buy your tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets to all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. They have, get this, TJ, flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guarantee, which means that if you can find the same seats for less anywhere else, Game Time will credit you not the full price, but a 110% difference. Game Time is the best place for last-minute seats with up to 60% off your favorite events. What are you waiting for, TJ? Go buy those tickets that you've been waiting to the Post Malone concert that's coming up in October. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time.
Tomorrow.
Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Bussin for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. And with that,
Great job.
I was going to pivot back into it. Did you
I was going to say, and with that, TJ, obviously, the boys, we don't play anymore. We're a little washed up. But we are, as you know, with Bussin' with the Boys, we got to be a voice of the people. So let's just say we're into different hobbies. Let's call it fantasy football. Would you advise us to put you on our draft board? Are we looking waiver wire, let's say, London game week 5, week 6?
I don't know. You'll have to call Roger. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for any inside information.
Fair enough.
What a way to try.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
question.
should we put you on the day one board when we're all at Taylor's house drafting for fantasy football?
Yes.
Or are we looking, hey,
my name better
waiver
be
wire
up
pick?
there. But,
Your name's going to be up there.
Yeah.
It's just how far down the list is it on there?
Yeah, I think that's for you to decide.
Fair enough. Late round guy still drafted. Got to. Because you see the articles coming out. They say you're what? Return week 5? Week 6?
Going to London?
And you guys are playing in London. Have you ever played in London before?
I haven't, no.
There's got to be a little bit of excitement there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Either excitement or, hey, thank God I might not have to go to London.
Yeah, because can I tell you something?
It's
It's a great experience, but it does suck.
Yeah, I'm
It is
sure the
fucking
time
terrible.
change is insane.
It depends how you do it. You guys are.
I think we're doing the 3-day
Eastern?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
You guys
you're
are
probably,
Eastern.
we're central.
you're probably going to
Central?
go out,
Yeah,
fly out there on Thursday, back after the game.
I think so.
That is I think the best way to do it. As far as like you just shock the body because you're supposed to sleep all the way there, and on the way back you stay up all night, which is a nice little deal because you basically land back.
Then you have
in
the
Minnesota.
bye week though, right?
Yeah,
Like
you land back in Minnesota like I think in the morning or at night or something like that. It pivots in a way where you can go to sleep when you land back.
Yeah,
in the United States,
Or you can go to sleep when you land back. Yeah, you might on the way there. You throw yourself a little Ambien in, knock out for about 7 hours, and then it's hit the ground running. You got to make special.
Does that
teams when you
work?
grab
I've
and
never
get there.
tried it.
Ambien?
Yeah,
it works.
Does it?
That's the same as it.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, I did it for our first London game from Washington.
Yeah, I think a gummy just goes.
It doesn't.
Just
It
as far.
doesn't. It doesn't work like. It doesn't work that well because you're all fucked up anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before you travel on the plane, you have the rookies or the guys go get whatever it is. Let's say Potbellies, and you're eating that as your meal before you get on the plane. You're trying to fall asleep. You can't necessarily fall asleep because it's truly right after practice.
Yeah.
And then when you got to make the meetings right when you get there, like it's abysmal. Now the positive is coaches usually pretty good, and you only do like a helmets only practice, like a walkthrough style, just to get. Hey, let's just
the
get our
body
feet under
moving,
us. Like,
yeah.
just put your focus into this, boys. We know this sucks.
Right.
And the flight home,
the food there's not that fucking good.
it's ass, dude.
brutal.
It's fucking ass.
Brutal. I mean, look at that photo.
You got fish and chips right there.
I know,
that's
like,
fish.
That's all you'll get. Their eggs over there, like the hotels that I've been at over there. It's like when they cater the food in the morning or make the food in the morning, the eggs taste different. It's just not that fucking good.
Bro,
over there in
that's
London.
Is it like
because
the
of
soggy eggs that you get at most hotels?
Kind
yeah,
of,
the
yeah.
soupy eggs.
Dude,
Yes.
why do we do that?
Just
They're
cook
the
it all
worst.
the way through.
Yeah,
Look,
they're
that
the
right there,
worst.
they'll like have those little eggs sitting out. I don't. What do you even call those? The like hard boiled kind of.
That's a
Yeah.
soft
That's
boiled
a
egg.
poached egg.
It's a poached
No, bro,
egg. in the
poached eggs
shell.
don't have the shell on it, do they?
The bacon's
They don't,
real.
you're right.
The
Yeah,
bacon's
that's
real
hard-boiled.
thin, real thin and floppy. Not very appetizing.
Not a lot of ass behind them.
Yeah.
But London is where 4.5 started. By Corey Levin. We get there.
on the way there, right?
They give us sandwiches. And Corey
That's
goes,
right.
not a whole lot of ass behind this. And we're like, oh, rate it for us, Corey. And he literally described it and then just said 4.5. And that's truly how 4.5 was established. I don't even know if you know 4.5.
A lot of people, I know you've seen this, but a lot of people think it's Shane's bit.
I
the
know
4.5.
because of the Something's Burning. But that
Something's
is
Burning.
truly, that's actually Corey Levin.
Yeah.
I was going to give us the credit, but that's Corey Levin's joke.
That is Corey Levin's joke.
4.5 is a rating system that we do, but we never do 4.5 out of blah. We just give a description and at the end say 4.5, and the whole rating system is based on the description you get.
Right.
So if I were to say
So
Lucy,
it could be out of 10 or out
Could
of
be the
5
best
or out of-
4.5 you've
yeah.
ever heard,
Yeah.
or the worst
Right.
4.5.
but we know
you've ever heard.
know in life nothing's perfect. That's why it's always a 4.5,
Oh,
even if it's at a 4.6.
that's wisdom
you know?
right there.
That
Yeah.
is
I like
Yeah.
that.
always a little piece
like
to get
that.
better.
Yeah, we did our wedding in Hawaii like 3 weeks ago.
Hey,
And
congratulations on that, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate
Congratulations on that.
it. That time change coming back kicked my ass.
Yeah, that
Like,
that is
5 hours like behind.
Mhm.
Then I had to do a photo shoot the next day. Sucked.
Ooh,
I was
photo,
like,
photo shoot for the
yeah.
Oh,
with
for
you
the
and the
wedding.
wife.
Oh no,
Or are
no,
we
no.
talking
Yeah, like
Nike,
yeah, like
something cool.
yeah.
something cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something,
something
something-
unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
How was your game in the proposal?
It was good. It was super chill. Like we're kind of like we're two people that are small town people, obviously, and it's not like a big ordeal, you know. Like we're
What'd you
kinda-
do? Tell us about your
Well,
bag, bro.
she's a big horse person, so like we did it at her mom. Her mom's got some land out in eastern Tennessee, and yeah, there you go. She got some land out in eastern Tennessee, so we did a little horseback ride, and then after, we were out in the middle of a field or whatever, and I got down and she got down and we hung out for a second, and then it asked her.
Yeah, I love just
Yeah.
dudes, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
talking about
Such a
Yeah.
dude story talking about his
we
feelings.
were in the
Exactly.
fields,
Yeah.
and I asked her, bro, talk
Right.
about how nervous you were to ask.
Oh, insanely.
everybody
Like,
once they get the
insane.
ring.
I was not
Bro.
nervous, even like on the like horse ride. I weren't nervous at all. And then when we got on our feet on the ground, I was like shaking.
Yes,
dude.
bro.
It is so
My hands
are
scary.
sweating
Even when
the
you
entire
like make the
time.
decision, you're like, this is gonna be the person.
Oh yeah.
And you feel so good about it. Once the ring like
And you know they're gonna
is
say
in your
yes.
hand, you're
Yeah.
legit like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Right.
It's the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, it is. No.
How did you ask? Did you have a nice little, you write a little something out? Or did you just say, hey, listen, here's the deal?
Yeah, I don't
I'm in the
know.
NFL now.
Honestly, I kind of blacked out, so she could tell you a little better. I mean, she says I just said I love you, right? Will you marry me? So I don't know.
Was she crying?
Yeah.
Were you crying?
Yeah. No, I wasn't then, but at the wedding I had some tears coming out.
Let's
so,
go, man.
Yeah.
Did you guys do
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
good.
like don't see each other the day of the wedding thing?
Yeah. No, we didn't. She didn't sleep in the same room with me the night before.
Nice traditional cats. I like that.
traditional. Yeah.
Going to heaven for sure.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. Thanks, thank the Lord above.
No doubt.
But nah, it's been fun. Yeah, it was an incredible experience. We were out there for a week with just both of our families and a couple like real close friends, and it was 30 people, and did boat rides, like played golf, chilled out. Yeah, it was good. Super intimate.
Nice little deal, man. Hawaii is a beautiful destination.
Did
incredible.
Neil gift you some crystal piece for the wedding ring to sit on?
No, Neil got us meat from like as a wedding gift. Yeah, like
Hell yeah.
yeah, Wagyu beef. Sorry,
Yeah.
and sent it
From
to
where?
our
Do you
house.
know where?
I don't remember where he sent it from, but it's incredible. Like,
Dude, he was
We
on the
had
phone with me
burgers
for like
the
an
other day.
hour one day. I think JP, you were in the
I
car.
was there.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Diamond J Wagyu
I
from
think
freaking
that's what it
Nebraska.
was. Yeah, I think
Because he
that's
like
what it
you know
was.
he just probes you on Costco and fucking you
Yeah.
know
But he-
yoga.
Yeah, but this has nothing on Costco. is
Yeah,
what he said.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is the best.
Yeah.
You can't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Neil's
better.
anti-Costco?
No, he loves Costco. He
Loves
thinks
Costco.
you get the
Yeah.
king crab legs. That's what he
Yeah.
just talks about.
You'd be
Costco
hard
at
fought to find a person that doesn't enjoy Costco.
work. Yeah, he's big on Costco.
Yeah, I love
You
Costco.
you brought up that you and your wife are both from like small towns.
Yeah.
How much of a culture shock was it for you when you got in the NFL? All this money, people wearing jewelry, driving Rolls Royces around, coming from a small town.
Yeah, I try not to get caught up in that fact, but yeah, it was nuts. I mean, when you go and like obviously from a small town, you know like who you're talking to, you know, but then when you go to a big city and they know you but you don't know them, it's a little weird, you know, like
Yeah.
hey TJ, how are you know, and you're like, hey man, like what's going on, like
Right.
how are you, what's your name, you know, that kind of thing.
You get stuck in the awkward like, am I supposed to know this guy?
Yeah,
real quick?
like yeah, that's kind of what it was. And no, but like the whole Rolls Royce, like all that kind of stuff, like I've never been like a intangible person. Like I don't need certain things to feel, you know, successful, I guess.
Did
So,
you ever felt like kind of like you should maybe get something because you're in the NFL? Did you ever feel like you see all the people, you see these 10-year vets with all these things?
You know he's got
and part of
something
you,
nice for
yeah,
himself.
no question.
yeah,
But like,
oh yeah,
there
yeah.
is that small town cat in you that's like, I'm always going to be a small town cat. I'm always going to be a Bonne Terre, Missouri, a Cave Creek, Arizona dude. And then you get to the league and you see these guys rocking, you
Yeah.
know, Maseratis and that. And you're like, maybe I should get something for myself. And there's
Yeah.
always that like
You got to
that
treat
fight
yourself.
of character. Yeah,
You
you
have
got to
to-
fight, but
you
there's
have
always
to.
like a little bit of a deal where you're like, should I be doing this though?
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I
Yeah,
get, like
it's
a
like-
little demon on this shoulder and then the
Yeah.
one like chirping my ear on the
Yeah, and then you
nose.
get something
Yeah.
nice and you're like, I wonder what my boys would say back home.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
yo, you driving this now? You've changed.
You've changed.
Have I
Yeah.
changed?
That's
You know?
the worst.
Yes.
That really gets you in your head.
It really does, man.
Yeah.
Off that, what has been your biggest purchase? Because you signed a nice little hefty deal not too long ago.
Biggest purchase so far.
Yeah, like something that you've been like, all right, I'm gonna splurge now on myself. No pause.
I got some land. I got some land.
You got some land. Where at?
I got some land in Iowa. 150 acres.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like Brandon Sheriff did the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm looking for some down here, but it's insane, dude.
Yeah.
You got 150 acres in Iowa. Okay, after you spent that $47, what'd you go and get? That is.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, great deal.
That's
$1,000 bucks an
Hey,
acre.
How much that cost? That 150 acres. 300,000.
No, come on.
You're right. Way
Come
less.
on
What
now.
is it?
What? It's dude. People love hunting in Iowa. Like it's straight hunting land. So like,
But what's
they-
the real estate out there like a per acre?
because
in
not
Missouri-
20 like it
In
is here.
Missouri,
It's, like,
it was like 1 to 5,000.
it's probably like 10, 8 to 10.
Okay.
Like in where I was looking, because it's like I said, it's like the best hunting land that you can get. You know, so
So you got some stands out there. You got a camp set up.
some stands, some cams. Like, I mean, I think the state record, at least don't quote me on this, but this is what I was told. The
We
state
will.
record, yeah, of course. The state record was probably like 15 or 20 miles away from my land. That was a buck. So yeah. Anyway.
Dude, hunting is such a thing that I want to be into
I
so
know.
bad.
It's fun.
I
Man.
want to be that guy.
Yeah, you just aren't.
No, I don't think I've had enough access. Like we went and did
I was gonna say you kind of just.
we
I
did
gotta
the
get
meat eater
you-
thing.
I got to get you on that trip too to Texas.
Yeah. But like, I have a bunch of boys that are always like,
Yeah.
"You should come hunting with me."
You should.
And I just don't.
You should,
And I should. But when I do go, I think to myself,
oh,
"Hey, it'd be great to do this more." But then I get by myself again. I'm like, "Where do I fucking start?"
yeah.
I can buy the
yeah.
gun, but after that, it's like I'm just gonna walk
Yeah.
around and
Oh,
do
you
the-
can-
There's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're supposed to sit here for a long
yeah.
time?
Oh, bro. Yeah.
You can go down a rabbit hole for sure. There's
It's
no
just
doubt.
a crazy world. I just feel
Yeah.
like I'm so far behind now. It's hard for me to get into because you get around
Yeah.
the meat eater guys like Steve
Oh.
and them, and they're just encyclopedias when it comes to hunting this, that, and the other of all the things you can do. And it's like, man, do I really want to dive into this world?
And I don't know all that. Like I'm not on that level.
Yeah, but you could probably
like
make
I
a duck call. You could probably,
yeah, I
you
can
know,
do that.
You
like,
can make a fire.
I
You
can
can survive
call in
for
a
a day.
turkey. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I can do all that. But I mean, I don't know a lot of that stuff. Like I'd love to go hunting in Alaska. Like they talk about like elk hunting, moose hunting, bear, grizzly.
The
That'd
bear,
be
I think
so
bear's
sick.
the move.
That'd be so sick. There was a buddy of mine that was like, he was following this bear for a long time and like 5 or 6 miles, and they were tracking it. And then they turned around and the bear was tracking them.
Oh shit!
And so like,
A Mexican standoff.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd
like
be
like
terrified.
that's scary.
Yes.
Like you'd have to have a guide for that, but
Yeah.
I think that would be sick.
Like this is how green I am. Like I was in Canada camping with my family for 12 out of 14 days, and legit every morning I woke up, I was kind of nervous. I want my wife to come with me outside because I thought there'd be like bears and cougars everywhere.
Yeah.
Didn't see either.
Yeah.
But I just think to myself, these motherfuckers are out here.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
we're-
100%.
They're out there doing their thing.
Yeah, my brother's like big
They're
into
out there doing
like
their
going
thing,
to
man.
Colorado and like camping. He's got a Jeep that's like all set up. He's got a rooftop tent, all
Yeah.
that, and he'll go out and he's like lights a campfire, and then he finds like a little wooded area, and he's got his dog, but his dog will like just growl into the woods like around him, and like he'll hear like cracking and stuff, and he's
Yes.
just like, you can't think about it, you know,
Can't
you can't
think
think
about
about it, but like he's also got a gun on his hip and everything, but
Mhm.
like that's scary.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
being out there by yourself, no one around
Yeah,
anywhere.
in Canada, it's like
no
tough to get a gun.
service.
They don't really do the whole gun thing up there.
Really?
So you can do hand-to-hand combat with a bear? Like that
Yeah,
is
good
Just
luck.
have a little pocket knife.
that's crazy. I would feel so much safer if I had like give me even a 22. Something I
Yeah.
could just crack off.
Yeah.
Hey, you know?
Give me a pellet gun.
Just something, man. But it is kind of scary. And it's so funny seeing like my wife and her mom, and they're just like, yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, it's fine. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, bro, it's not. Because I'm the only,
Taylor,
You get it,
I'm the
yeah.
only dude here.
We are not fine.
We're not fine. Because I'm thinking, if something does happen, I've got to be the one to sacrifice myself. The whole women and children first thing, the Titanic. I'm the only guy out there.
Yeah.
And they're
That's
saying
it.
it's going to be fine. It's like, yeah, because I have to die.
Right.
You know,
You
I'm the
guys
first
know I'll be
sacrificial
one to
lamb.
handle it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know if I'm man enough to do it, brother.
Like a pack of wolves would be the scariest.
See, I don't think so, man.
What do you have? Like a pack of wolves? Like you
A
talking?
pack of
like,
wolves would be
that'd be insane.
crippling.
That's what I mean. Like I would rather see a grizzly than a pack of wolves.
I don't know, dude. Seeing
Yo, you would piss down your leg.
Piss
if a
down your
pack-
leg,
if
but
a pack-
I-
if you were to pack of wolves out
yeah,
there,
but
and your
one wolf,
dog's gone.
You see a,
Okay,
a bunch
one
of
wolf's
no.
different.
Sorry, you see a
Yes.
bunch of wolves. It's like, all right, like you know, shit's not going to go your way. But in my mind, you're going to take one of those fuckers out first,
Okay.
or at least get a couple punches. You see a big, like, there's a bear. There's a video I just saw of a bear like rummaging through, and photos getting taken of it, and it's just that's pretty.
JP, you got something to say? Grab the mic, man.
Well, and then they
And
like.
by the way, if it is one wolf, like you like your
That's
chances,
different.
right?
Yeah, that's different.
I like
Yeah.
my chances.
But you're talking a pack of wolves, like they're chirping from each angle. Like you're like where,
Angles.
like
Yeah, dude.
like which
Yes.
one's coming at me?
But part of me is
first?
like, if I just see one, I'm like, all right, I'll start fighting this one. Then
Yeah.
eventually I'm gonna get took.
Yeah.
But like you see you see that motherfucker right there just looking at you. That is so much scary. Bears to me are the scariest. And, and
seen
people in
those
Canada,
videos, yeah.
people up in Canada are like, oh, you don't have to worry about bears. You gotta worry about cougars because you don't see them till they got you. I'm thinking, oh my god,
JP, you got something?
look at this dude pulled a pistol out.
yeah, of course.
You filled in. You checked yourself.
How so?
We were having an argument about would you rather fight a giraffe or a wolf
I'd
one
rather
on one.
fight a wolf.
A giraffe or a wolf?
Yeah,
One
They
on
got
one.
Giraffe
that
is like
fucking-
stomping
they got that
on you.
thing.
Isn't they?
Everybody was unanimous except for JP.
What?
and
I wasn't there.
Look at this.
One on one.
Uh,
Look at that thing.
I don't think they're getting as low as you are though.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're getting stomped
No,
out by
dude.
a.
Yeah,
giraffe.
I was at the Nashville Zoo and I was feeding like lettuce. to a
Exactly.
giraffe.
They're
That motherfucker
herbivores.
came out. His face is here, and then he stuck his tongue out. Their tongues are this long. They got that Will Compton. Showing that thing real quick, Will.
That boy can definitely touch
But
his
dude,
nose.
yeah, and they got them. They got the horns on top. They just
Horns.
Yeah.
put that thing on you. Wolves to me is just that's a dog, dude.
No, did y'all ever see Lord
I'm
of the
fucking
Rings?
a wolf up.
They're bigger than a dog.
Yeah,
I know
well,
they're like 145 pounds, but I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
I
I mean, there's
just,
a pack of wolves taking Tatanka.
I mean, we've all seen The Gray, right?
I have not seen the gray,
Bro,
but I've
please
seen
watch
I've
it.
seen this scene where he's like breaking the bottles, taping his hands, and then he
The
sees the
poem
wolves.
going on. Oh,
I've seen that
incredible.
scene on Instagram, which is like, yo, that's crazy. See, that's a whole bunch of boys working together.
Yeah, let JP get some words in.
Oh no, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Nah, when I was little,
Like
I got scared and
Legolas
left.
and them are taking down mammoths,
Yeah.
Who?
and a mammoth would be a whole lot tougher to take down than a giraffe.
This is a fictional movie.
It's a,
This is a fictional situation.
Bro, a giraffe is fucking you up. First off, to get to any main artery, you got to climb up a damn tree to get that thing.
They're not even killers.
Who?
Giraffes.
They'll kill your ass, no question.
We'll see. If you're a giraffe out there listening to the show,
Oh, this is hey,
pull up.
this is the
go.
clip. This is the clip we're talking about. That's realistic.
Yes,
You are a
bro.
crazy person,
Just
James.
climbing up there.
The most insane shit ever.
Bro, what are you talking
Just
about?
this dude climbing up a 30-story elephant.
Just this dude. It's Orlando Bloom, bro.
Yeah. Who's he playing? No joke.
Legolas.
I went and saw the first Lord of the Rings with my grandmother when I was like 11 years old. And the one with the guy, one of the main dudes is like hiding behind a tree and these dudes on black horses are chasing him. I looked at my grandma. I was like, we got to get out of here. It was too scary for me.
You're Gimli.
I don't know. I'm going to take that as an insult, I guess. Don't laugh like that, man.
Sorry, I
you
didn't.
can't laugh at jokes I don't know. But yeah, you got to take down a wolf, man.
A singular wolf. That's not.
A singular wolf for sure.
I mean, we're gonna lose to a single wolf, but we have better chances
No.
against a wolf.
Easier death against a giraffe. It stomps you, you're done. Wolf might tear your arm apart, might get your foot,
Yeah.
and you just suffer.
Wait a minute. You think you're taking down an alpha wolf?
I think I'm taking down like a mother wolf. No, like a baby, an old wolf or a baby wolf,
Oh yeah.
like an older one, like one that's been in the block for a minute, dude.
Can't run. Just laying there.
You know
Just
what you
let
can do,
you.
dude, with wolves? Wolves have great hair, and you can too with Keeps. Bust of the Boys is sponsored by Keeps. Keeps helps men reclaim their identity. If your hair has always been a part of who you are, and it's something you want to keep around, Keeps can help. Hair or no hair, we think you should be the one to decide. Don't scroll, please. Keep the look you are proud to see in the mirror. With a full suite of products designed to regrow hair, maintain your hairline, or help you cover bald spots, Keeps helps you find the exact product suited for your hair loss needs. Keeps offers both of the FDA-approved hair loss treatment options as well as 2-in-1 treatment that combines both treatments. Call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action. Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this podcast. Yeah, thank you for that, guys. Hair loss stops with Keeps for a
Russell.
special offer. Yeah, to get started, go to keeps.com/bussin. That's KEEPS.com/bussin. BUSSIN. Results may vary. Not offered in every state. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate. Consultation required.
Maybe I'll do the rest of them for this episode.
No, dude, no.
Hey, I will say something.
I need to work
Can
through
I
it.
say? Can I admit it? Can I admit something?
Yeah.
I've started the Keeps process.
Good, dude.
On what?
My
Your head?
corners. Do you see the light corners that are happening?
Okay, yeah.
You see
I
'em?
see them a little bit. Yeah.
I've started like putting the
You got a
dripper,
nice little V.
the dripper on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice little V.
I think at this stage of the game for like hair loss, or retrieving your hair, it's no longer a taboo deal. Like you played in the NFL for 9 years, you did good for
You're
yourself.
right. I shouldn't be embarrassed.
No,
I've
you
started.
shouldn't
I've
at
started
all.
doing Keeps. I've started doing Keeps.
Brian Urlacher, I was on the phone with somebody that we know, I will not say on this show right now, who was like, dude, I'm gonna get hair transplants. I was like, you should just run that and just do it and be proud of it.
Yeah. I think the problem is though, I don't know which parts of my head parts of my hair I'm going to lose. So I feel like if I fix like the corners right now, what if something came later on?
You go
know what I
back.
mean?
You just go back. It's gonna be the sooner you do it, the
Or
less
shave it
dramatic the
and have
change is
them
gonna
do
be.
all of it.
Yeah, because they just take the little back part. They take this part right here and they just put it up here, and you can do 20,000.
Let's see in a couple months from now. I think Keeps is going to get me right.
I think you should go to Turkey after Keeps. I mean, Keeps is going to save your ass, but
What's in Turkey?
that's where like
That's
people
the
go to get hair
transplant?
transplants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually have like a crazy medical system up there, but it's fucking nuts. I've been a little wormhole with those things. But there's like a bunch of like videos of people flying back from Turkey, and they all got like the cul-de-sac with the bandages on top, because that's like, it's like cheap and like well done there.
That's wild.
Get in, get off, get out.
Dude, Kirk got his hair done, and I don't think it's like a known thing.
Oh, well, here now you know.
Yeah, well, now I think I've said it a couple times on the pod before.
Let's hope for his sake.
Yeah. I got to see him like the day after. His face was all puffy and so on. I was trying to get a photo. He wouldn't let me take a photo.
It's like you with your little giblet teeth. I can't get that photo.
I know. I showed you though.
You showed me, but I want the photo.
I know you do.
I would never post it.
Okay.
Unless.
Yeah.
Unless you deserved it.
Yeah, okay.
He did. He showed me a little photo of him because he had like, you had the temps, or it was before they put the temps on.
I put they shaved it down and then I got the temps. So I was at your wedding with the temps in.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks later they get the the moldings and everything.
And he had
else to put them in.
So do you have all of them, or is it just
the top? Just the top 8.
Just the top.
Because they're like based on the way I talk and smile and everything else, you only see my top ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would show my bottom ones, but they're a little off tone. They're a little off color.
Yeah, but
they gave me some whitening to do to match it, and I just never got to it.
Busy schedule.
Busy. I got the white out here, the yellow down here.
Yeah. Speaking of, you get TSA pre-check yet? JP. Bro.
You have TSA pre?
Oh yeah.
I know.
Dude, we were in Vegas,
The
and I
best.
was essentially lecturing JP on you need to get it, and he's like, I'm gonna do it on Monday. That was 2 weeks ago. That was 2 Mondays
Today
ago.
is Monday though.
Today is Monday, but
I'm
you're not
gonna
gonna do it
sign
today
up
'cause
right
You
now.
challenged me
You
to
gotta
have to
go
buy
do the
something that already
fingerprints and
happened.
No,
everything,
you
yeah.
challenged yourself. You're like, oh, I got to do this
Fingerprints.
before.
Yeah,
And it
you
was
gotta-
like before
I can't
period.
like
get the
you,
system.
So.
you said you put in a for it, right, and then you have to make another schedule for it to go get your
Dude,
fingerprints.
you fill it out online. You fill out all this stuff online, and then
Right.
you just go to the Staples, which from this spot right here, there's a Staples 4 minutes away,
Yeah.
and you just pay $75, and they like.
Did
It
you do
takes
your
like 5-10
fingerprints?
minutes.
I don't think so.
They
no.
got you, bro.
That's
You didn't
global
have to?
entry.
Oh, I had to do my fingerprints.
My fingerprints are out there. I had a criminal record.
Mm.
All of them boys are on there.
Oh no! And they gave you pre-check with.
I mean, they got put down to misdemeanors. You know, I worked it all out.
Hired a good team.
Yeah. Shout out Michigan. Yeah, but you're not going to do that today because CFB 25 comes out in about an hour.
No, bro. What time we at? It's 2:00 on a Monday. The game releases. If you got the deluxe edition, which we did, you can start playing college football 25
1 hour.
at 3
1 hour
p.m.
from now.
Mm.
Are you as fired up for that as it seems like everybody is?
Yeah, but I don't.
No,
have,
you're not.
No, I mean
Don't.
I'm not like as fired up as everybody else is. But like I don't have my PlayStation down here. It's up in Minnesota. So
You
I
know,
got
PS5
one.
guy.
Yeah.
You know what I think it
Are
is?
you an Xbox guy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know what the problem is? He's young. So your whole time in college, you were not in the game.
No.
I bet he was playing NCAA 14 though.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
Go
something
Hawks.
different about
CJ Fedorowicz.
something
tight
about
end.
being in the game. The 14.
Yeah.
I'm
That-
so stoked for it. Do you know what I was overall?
No. Do you?
84.
I mean that defense.
That's what Nebraska is too.
Stop it.
Hey,
Is
you
it?
like how I ratioed you on your birthday?
Yeah, get out of here.
What happened?
I saw that. I was like, I'm not even gonna reply.
He
to
tweeted.
this.
He tweeted and goes, "It was his birthday." He's like, "I appreciate everybody for all the birthday wishes. I'm blessed or very blessed or whatever it is." And I said, "You're not blessed. You went to Iowa." And it just put him into oblivion on his birthday.
I was like,
You got him, man.
That's crazy.
You got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game's going to end a lot of people's relationships and careers.
I heard the field goal thing is hard.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah.
What
I
field goal
haven't seen the.
Like-
Winning field goals.
It goes like super fast, like the meter does.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be difficult if you're trying to kick a game-winning field goal.
See, this is where, dude.
I know you want the game to be a video. You want it to be a video.
I want it to be a
game.
video game. Yeah, and I think.
I mean, but college kickers are worse, right, than the NFL, so it should be harder.
And not only that,
Yeah.
but we're talking like a route tree. If you want to give a receiver a hot route, they have 12 different routes that they can run. So you can like build your own system like on the fly.
Oh, that's dope.
And protection. Rattle through the
Yeah,
protections
see,
again.
there you go.
you can gap out. You can slide one way, man the other way. You can go 5-0, which is 5-on-5 protection. I'm sure you can bring in a tight end and go like a, Y6, Y7,
You can simply ID the mic.
H2, H3. which is all great and that's awesome.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's a lot of controls.
when I look at like NCAA 14, how simple the game is as far as like you got your juke moves, you can do X, Y, and Z. If you press harder, it's more of a bullet pass. If you tap it, it kind of arcs it over.
Mhm.
And then you go to Madden, it just seems like they put so much realism into it that it kind of takes away the enjoyment of playing the game. And I am more of a pessimistic when it comes to.
You're more of a casual. You're more of a Joe.
I'm more of a
Separates the
casual.
pros and Joes.
Yeah, I like the casual stuff.
No, I'm with you though, because I don't play the game as much as I could or would should. But
Yeah, but you play in real
I don't
life,
want
bro.
to. Yeah. I don't want to have to learn all the controls every time I play.
Dude, I can't wait.
Should be easy.
It's gonna be fun to see. It couldn't have
Are
come
you
at a better time.
Dynastying with Nebraska or what?
Oh yeah, come on now. That would be honestly probably the best team to do a dynasty with. I'm clearly biased. But I'm talking like the parameters of what would be a good team to start a dynasty.
What
with.
are the
You don't want-
parameters?
For me, it's like we got Raiola, so you got a good young
No.
quarterback
What are
who's
the
a
parameters
freshman.
to start a good dynasty?
Somebody
What are
who's
the-
not like above 90. You want a team that you can build up to be like a 5-star program. I think Nebraska's sitting around a 3 or 3.5 star.
That's tough because they were 5 in 2014.
They were.
A lot of the streamers are saying like Nebraska is like the best team to do it with because of exactly what you're saying. Like they're in the Big Ten. They have Raiola and they have like some good players and like you can bring it. You can bring like Nebraska back to start.
And when you're playing,
that guy really wants to keep his
when
job.
you're doing when you're doing recruiting, I'm sure there'll be challenges. Trying to recruit guys to your school since you're not like a premier school.
Let's just do it as a tier talk then.
Okay.
Best dynasties.
My tier 1 is Nebraska.
Okay. Are you aware of tier talk?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll start at 3. Go to 1. Obviously, you can give honorable mentions if you want. But
Okay.
we're gonna do best dynasties, best
Okay.
teams to start a dynasty with on.
Do you do them
CFB
all
25.
at once, or do we do 3 and then
Snake draft style? That's what we
Yeah.
did with Kittle in the stadiums. We could do that again if we want.
So once one gets drafted, it's off the board.
It's off the board.
Okay.
So
Oh.
we'll go. Oh,
Okay.
you want to do that?
I like that.
You
Yeah.
like it now.
Yeah. I
So
like
we started tier 1 then pretty much because
You
you're
started
doing
tier
your first.
1.
You're doing your
Okay.
first pick.
All right. Honors, TJ.
Yeah, I'm doing Hawks, obviously.
God, you should have took Nebraska.
I know. I thought he was going to.
I was
Oh, that would've
trying to
been-
serve him up.
I know. The Hawks would be a good one too
Yeah,
because they're an
the
85.
defense.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
defense
I
is
don't
yeah,
like
you
the
got
same.
yes.
And then you can, if you're going to get players, you can get a bunch of on offense too. So
Mhm.
Phil Parker leading the
Yeah.
defense, though, I'm all right.
But that's like Iowa football, man. Never score over 20.
They don't have to.
Play good, hard-nosed defense.
Yeah.
You guys might
Never have to. What you mean?
Because the defense is so good, they're keeping them under 20 every time.
Those last 2 games you guys played, though.
But also, didn't the OC get fired last year?
Yes.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that's a positive, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. it
Was
depends
he
on
your
who-
OC?
Yeah,
Okay,
I love
so I know
Brian,
you're not
so
gonna-
that was a little different, but
You like
they
scoring,
had a lot
you like
of
scoring
energy.
10 points a game.
We didn't score 10 points a game. We scored
13?
a lot more. Oh, come on now. I don't know how many. Look it up. 20,
What's Michigan's rating in the game?
2017, 2018.
Should be 94, I think it was.
I mean, I would need some more offense. So
Yeah.
call it what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but they're a pro style offense. I mean, in college it's a little that's a little different, right? Because everybody's doing spread now. But
They're adapting with the times.
yeah, I mean, but they have more people go to the league because of it.
With tight ends.
You guys have tight ends.
Well, yeah, but
Some O-line,
too.
yeah.
You guys have
Like,
tight ends,
O-line.
O-linemen, and white defensive players.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Which
How
is
about that?
crazy.
Cooper DeJean.
That's got to be
Oh,
the
he's
proudest moment
insane,
for you,
too.
huh?
What?
You guys produced the first white DB since like 1800s.
Yeah, no, that is wild. I mean, DeJean's insane though. Like, if you go back and like watch him playing basketball and stuff too, like he's just a freak athlete. So it
Taylor,
doesn't surprise me.
I could totally be reading this wrong, but Michigan is not listed in the top 25 on
Ooh.
CFB 25.
That's incorrect.
It's got to be.
It's got to be because
Those are offensive power rankings.
when they go offensive
Those are
power rankings.
offensive.
Okay.
No bad ideas.
No bad ideas. Because I do think they're definitely not below an 83 overall as a team.
Yeah, we're I think ranked in the top 10
You guys
going
lost,
into the season.
You guys lost a lot of offensive power.
Yeah,
though.
but you know,
Good linebacker. You guys lost a good linebacker.
right? Good boy.
Yeah, we got JJ now.
I know, dude. I want to talk about that too, and it sucks you brought that up just now because we're in tier talk. So remind me to talk about that because you
I'll
play with a
remind you.
lot of good quarterbacks,
Yeah.
and just footnote that
Nebraska with my first pick.
What are they? 88. Slept on. I love it. I love that. All right, Nebraska.
I'm going
Nebraska's your
Nebraska
first pick?
for all the things we talked about. You got a young freshman quarterback who's an 80 overall. He's going to be trending upward very fast. You're talking middle of the pack in offense and defense. I think they're like an 84 across the board. 84 overall, 84 offense, 84 defense. They're a 3.5-star program on CFB 25. You got an opportunity to build them back up to what they were back in the 90s. Some also say the Pelini era. I'm going to go with Nebraska. I think a great foundation to build. It makes it recruiting a little challenging, which I think will be very fun. So Nebraska, my first overall pick.
Yeah. Based on the parameters, I've just been told that that's a good pick. And I wasn't going to pick Michigan because I thought they would be rated higher. I thought they'd be in that upper echelon, like in the 90s. But I'm going to... You know what? I'm not going to take Michigan. I'm going to leave Michigan off the table. I'm going to pick a team like...
Ohio State.
No. I actually hate that I'm picking this, but it might be the best pick, and that's South Carolina. If you think about it, I mean, you got that cat you were just telling me about who has the acceleration, the speed of 99, but you've also
What's
got
his name?
Nick Harbor.
Nick Harbor.
You've got a program that is in a prestigious conference that has been middle to lower pack, and you want to bring that prestige back, or two, a program that hasn't had a whole lot of success and kind of run a conference that is arguably the best. We all know is second best conference, but arguably the best conference. I think the Gamecocks is a good pick. That's my pick.
And if you throw it on Heisman mode and like take your licks and try to get like say 7-8 win season, like you have some challenges that will make that dynasty fun.
Yeah, which I've never really done before.
That's a good pick. They were. That's
pick.
who I wanted for my second. That's who I wanted for my second.
And I
tier.
wanted to leave Michigan out of it because Michigan is a tough dynasty pick just because they won the national championship last year. Yeah, they've lost a lot of guys, but they are top dogs. They're top dogs in the food chain.
Some say it's not a good
They've
look not
lost
to
a
grab
lot
your
of
team.
guys.
Yeah, it could be not a good look to grab my team, but at the end of the day, like we're playing make believe right now, boys. I more care about what's going to happen during the season.
Okay,
Twitter's gonna
And we'll
go
find out
crazy.
September 7th when Michigan takes on the Longhorns.
that's gonna be a great game.
I know, but we're not going to fucking be there because you.
Colorado, Nebraska, like that's a bigger game.
So I just. It's not.
Come on.
Will, I'm telling you, and everyone in here is probably going to agree with me that is not a bigger game. I'm going because I love you, bro. And I know that game means so much to you. But I'm pretty sure we'd like to see the Longhorns, who were in the college football playoff last year, versus the reigning national champions in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm pretty sure we'd rather
What
do that.
atmosphere would you guys rather be at?
His game
Look at him.
better. His game's
Look
better.
at-
Don't say his. You guys know my name.
Well, I had the mic.
Say it loud.
I think if a couple things go a different direction for Nebraska last year, they could have won some games. They could have made some noise and made the playoff, making this year's game a little bit more interesting.
But
/ I want my job.
There it is.
smart
Michigan versus Texas is the game.
is the game.
That's the game.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Mitch? I hate that we have to do this right now.
Yeah, I mean Michigan, Texas is where you got to go.
I need more
Jack?
bulletin board material for my season.
Michigan, Texas for sure.
Garrett?
I think if the game was in Austin, I would go to that one. But I like the Memorial game day atmosphere better.
You
than
That
like,
one
you
is
like how
funny.
quiet it is?
Quiet? Come, hey, you know week 2.
I mean,
that
I
shit is
know
gonna
how
be
quiet
crazy.
the
Bro,
Big
I
house
went to a game in Memorial last year, and it was quiet after the first quarter.
That's a different time, bro.
They
Michigan.
cheated.
Bro, what is
Is that the home
the
opener?
definition of insanity?
No,
You or him?
Here's what I mean by that.
Let me hear JP's.
South Carolina's got Kentucky on the 7th.
All right, but that's not one
Might
of the
be
choices.
Yeah, Michigan, Texas.
And Garrett, it's insane. You just trying to go against the grain?
Time out,
He's
hey,
right.
hey,
He's
time out,
right.
Mustache? With that
the
gorgeous
atmosphere is better at Nebraska than Michigan, but the teams are better for Michigan versus Texas.
want to go to Austin?
And
I
here's
want to go to Austin, yeah, but I also going to Michigan, I would want to go to Michigan. And it's gotten a lot louder, by the way, guys. You should know that. It's gotten a lot louder. I think it was actually rated top 25 loudest stadiums.
25th?
It was in the 20s. It was in the 20s for sure.
Iowa's got to be up there.
Iowa's 20.
Iowa does get kind of loud.
Iowa's
Iowa's
a
a
fun
vibe.
atmosphere
Yeah.
But
because they
Right
put
on
the
them.
fans right up on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
all that being said, I'm going to go to your game.
No, I know. And the point I was going to make is with Michigan coming in, like being the number 1 overall team, it didn't take much to absolutely deflate that entire stadium, because you're right. But I'm saying the expectation going into this year, we're in the spot to where the expectations are like, yo, we really got a shot. And week 2,
The expectation is not that.
What?
The expectation is make a bowl game.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, the expectation is not to just win 6 games, bro. Is that what you're trying to tell me, that all Nebraska, we're just rooting for 6 wins this year?
If we get to the end of the season and you guys are a 500 team, you're going to be so proud.
No, I'm going to call for Rule's head.
Shut the fuck. There's no way, dude.
I'm going to have to throw my hat in the
15.
ring.
No. This wasn't the thing I saw. This wasn't the thing I saw. Take that off the
Michigan's not
screen.
on there.
Take that off the screen. It was in top 25 quietest. That's not what I saw. That's the thing with the internet, man. You can find anything to support whatever you want.
Who is your second round pick?
I would take Texas. Manning, you got the quarterback.
He's not even your
And
starter.
He's not. Well, still on the team.
Start him.
I don't know. I just like Texas. I don't know.
Texas is a cool program.
Yeah, like I grew up like watching them, going to a lot of their football games, baseball games, and so I kind of just like them. That's what I would pick.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period.
Let me go.
Wasn't a huge fan of that pick.
I like the Texas pick. You got the young quarterbacks,
Yeah.
but you are a team
they're
that's
all-
already
they're
already
a top 5 ranked
establishing.
team.
Yeah,
They're already established team. Like
he's somebody.
Yeah.
He's somebody who wants to go in and win.
You
the
can
game
only
right
fail.
away.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah,
a zero
yeah.
challenge.
And from
I
my
don't like
understanding,
challenges.
I've never played Dynasty before. You want to pick a team that maybe doesn't have the prestige you want it to have.
Yeah. With my second pick, I think I'm going to go with the University of Miami. I think that'd be a very fun one
That's
to
a
bring back
good
to
pick.
life.
That's
Very
a
fun
good
one to
pick.
bring back to
Okay.
life in the ACC at the moment. I'm going to go with Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The recruiting would be a lot easier down in Florida, but that would be a fun team to bring back.
Give me Hawaii for my pick. I play an NCAA 14, man. I remember making creative players and just going to Hawaii and being like, let me just bring this conference, who has never seen the light as far as having any prestige at all, and bring them some success. Make Hawaii, Honolulu, a hotbed for recruiting where all the boys and girls want to come and be a part of a national championship team. Hawaii is my second pick.
That'd be a very challenging one, too. I respect that pick.
That is a
I also
tough one.
really don't know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just saying
just
shit.
throwing
I'm just
people
saying
out there.
stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think the Air Force would be sick. Air Force. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Got to support the military.
Yes.
Yes.
guess.
Have to.
Man, I want to hit a fun one. There are a few out there, but I think where I'm going to dial in on is I was thinking about them, but I think it's going to be I don't know. No.
That's a fun one.
Let's go. Let's go Arizona. Fuck. Let's go Arizona.
I was going to do
Fun
ASU.
team right now, Big 12. I don't know if I want that one.
All right, take it off the board.
Colorado would be fun, but again, they got two of the best players in the game. It's like, to me, in my opinion, you'd be able to, with Shadur and Travis Hunter, you'd be able to win very fast, in my opinion. Because I was dabbling with, you got Arizona. I like Mizzou. Mizzou would be fun. Kansas would be fun. Kansas State would be fun. Let's go Mizzou. Let's go Mizzou. Because we're talking SEC. They're a fun school. It would take a lot to build that program and really compete year in and year out in Heisman mode in the SEC. I'm going to go with Mizzou.
And they have that DN that came out in 2013. That's your favorite.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Sam something.
Sam. What was his last name?
I can't remember.
I only remember him from the videos.
Was it Michael Sam?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Michael Sam.
I can't remember.
Now that you say it, Michael Sam.
Yeah, my pick's going to be Arizona State University. I think Dillingham out there.
Straight.
And I talk about this all. I have no idea why ASU is not a hotbed for recruiting. You're in Tempe. You have Old Town Scottsdale. You got Phoenix. You have sun every single day. You literally got girls going to school in their bikinis. Like, it's one of those schools where it's like you got Blue Mountain State written all over it.
Yeah, but the facilities suck, dude.
Yeah, they suck because they've never been good.
Right.
Yeah, so you bring some boys in there that can really get it done, and then all of a sudden the money starts coming in.
But guys want the theatrics, bro.
Arizona by far is the most like fair weather fan base of all the states, I believe. They don't give a shit about sports teams unless they're good. And the minute you start getting good at ASU, it is going to be a crazy pride all around it.
You didn't go there.
Yeah, you're right. I was trying to go to the league.
And everybody who's trying to play high-level college football wants to go to the league. And all you got to say is, hey, don't worry about all that external bullshit. You want to come to a real program, an NFL hotbed, you come here because you're going to spend the majority of your time in the facility.
Yeah, an argument to that is like you can enjoy everything and also be a star immediately. You can build something beautiful and lay a foundation for a prestigious university, and you can be one of the pillars that stands on with your statue sitting outside because there's only Patrick Tillman.
And you're the example. You did not go there.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't.
Well,
there was never ASU offered me. And I thought, hell yes, but no shot.
Yeah, like official visit.
And
let's take one.
A big reason why I didn't go to ASU is a bunch of kids from Saguaro were going to ASU, and I was like, I don't want to play with these guys.
If you can't win with your guys,
I don't want to play with these dudes. Yeah.
Will NIL help them?
And what?
Will NIL help Arizona State?
They got to find somebody to give them money.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, NIL
That's
helps.
a bigger market.
NIL helps the biggest programs. The programs like Michigan, like a Nebraska, like these schools that have a lot of history and a huge alumni. Like Michigan has one of the largest living alumni. So they will have a bunch of people give money, and they have people that, the guy who owns the Dolphins also owns Michigan. Look at Ohio State. If they win this year, it's not because of their culture or how awesome they are. It's because they spent the most money and most NIL money out of any program.
and
Talk about an asterisk. Everyone talk about Michigan. That's an asterisk written all over. You guys didn't earn that. You guys bought that.
yeah, I mean, you guys had some pretty hefty allegations last year.
Yeah, and where are they now?
Still there.
They're fucking
still,
gone.
Still pending.
People don't give a fuck anymore.
Still pending, bro.
Harbaugh dipped. Everyone's like, I guess we're cool.
I guess we're good.
And we got Sharon Moore now.
Yeah. NIL helps teams that you're only going to know what kind of walls that they have if they pour into the facilities. You don't have anybody that pours into any facilities at Arizona State. So even though you think that NIL would help them, I'm pretty sure you got all these boosters not backing up the Brinks trucks to go pay for a roster. You know what I mean?
They have so many holes too. But that's why I think ASU is a great pick for Dynasty, because now you get to make all that happen.
For sure. And Dilly's the man.
Dilly is the man. The thing I love about Dillingham, that's the head coach for ASU, he doesn't want to go anywhere else. That's where he's wanted to be forever. Born and bred Arizona cat. Went to high school with him. And that's where he wants to be.
That's what the Texas Tech baseball coach said too before he went to Texas.
Mm-hmm. Well,
great point. That's a good point.
That's
Dilly
a good
is the
point.
man, though. You sit there in his office and listen to his passion. He oozes with it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. You like him. Should we talk about best ball week at DraftKings? Here's why, Taylor. Let me tell you why this is such a big deal. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is their biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking $15 million in a guaranteed prize pool, with that's right, 2 millionaires being crowned for the first and second place. If you're a set it and forget it type, then Best Ball is for you, because there's no waiver wires, no roster management. There's bigger rosters so that injuries won't end your season. Sorry about that, TJ. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. And if you're still not convinced, check this one out, boys. This year's DraftKings is offering everyone a draft one, get one special. So your $20 entry fee scores you a bonus ticket. Best Ball Week is here. Download the DraftKings app and use code BUS. That's code BUS, B-U-S, for all customers who enter the NFL Best Ball $15 million millionaire contest to get a bonus ticket and get a shot at being crowned to be one of 2 millionaires. It's Best Ball Week only on DraftKings. Bring back your reminder, JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy. Now, you play with a lot of good quarterbacks. We can get into that in just a minute, but you talk about the 11th overall pick of a national championship winning team. JJ McCarthy comes in after Kirk Cousins is now in Atlanta. What have you seen from the boy?
Yeah, he's been incredible.
Has he?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Fuck you.
He seems like a worker.
yeah,
He's a worker.
he is.
He seems like a
he's
worker.
he's grinding in the film room. He's grinding in the classroom. Like, he's a baller on the field, obviously. But like, to have a guy, like, especially a rookie, when you come into a facility, into the league, like, you usually need to shut your mouth and like go to work, and that's exactly what he did. Like, he's earned the respect of a lot of guys in there. Obviously we have Sam Darnold too, who's is a baller and can play the game at a really high level. So it'll be interesting what happens with those two. But I'm excited that JJ's on our team and on our squad. I mean, like I said, he's a leader. He did that in Michigan, and I'm sure it'll carry over to the league just as well.
Before the draft happened, were you pretty bummed that Kirk went to Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, I love Kirk. I mean, just a great dude, but you can't fault a guy. I mean, you can only play this game for so long, and so you may as well make the most of it as that he's done. I mean, he's made a lot of money in this league, and so you can't fault him at all. And obviously, that's where Julie, his wife, is from, and so they have their roots down there, and they have family down there, and yeah, I mean, I wish nothing but the best for Kirk. I mean, just A-list guy, like just such a good dude,
top-notch cat. Dude.
Yeah, like I mean, he still texts me like, hey, how you doing, what's going on, like, hey, can you have any plays that like that we ran last year that would be good that you remember, stuff like that. He just keeps in touch, and so you gotta love that from a guy, because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not just you were a teammate, you were a friend, and so that's pretty sweet from him.
You've got to play with some awesome quarterbacks, as Taylor was saying. How would you, if you did tear him out? Who's your tier?
That's aggressive.
Well, you play with great quarterbacks. Let's set the standard. Great quarterbacks.
Yeah, 100%. They're all fantastic. I mean, like coming into the league, and having Stafford, like that was huge for me, because Stafford was a guy that was like, just get open, like I'll throw it to you, and so like that kind of let me be free my first couple of years in the league. Like, okay, all I got to do is beat this guy in front of me, and I don't really have to worry about much, and Staff will put it where I need to. And so that was a real stepping stone in like where I've been able to get into the league. And then going from Staff to JG, JG is like, he's all about ball. So like he knows like where you need to be at this certain time, like when you need to be there, like at what depth and that kind of stuff. So that kind of taught me like the analytical part of it, like why I need to be there based on coverages, and like, okay, the league's gotten from, a lot of man to 3 match to zone to, like cover 2, and being able to, Ben Johnson was the OC, and he was my tight ends coach for a few years in Detroit. And so like he taught me a lot of that. And then like when he became the OC, he let me like read coverages and like, hey, we have a pressure right now, but like if it's cover 2, let's just hook on the inside of the numbers, because that's where the void's at, so I think that was huge for like another stepping stone, like actually learning defenses and understanding like what's going on, rather than like, hey, just get open, which was awesome. Like I love that. Don't get me wrong, and then going from that to Kirk was, it was kind of like a mix, honestly, because Kirk was like, hey, I don't care how you get there, but like get there in this timing, because like I'm playing off my back foot at this point, so just get open at that time, and that was huge, and kind of taught me a lot of like the quarterback's progression. Like, okay, hey, I'm on the backside, I'm running a basic route, but they say it's at 12, but really I can push this to 14, give them a little sauce at the top, and be there for when Kirk needs me, and you're running a pressure. Okay, hey, you're my first read, so if you don't get all the way to 10, not a big deal. Like hit it at 8, and we'll move the sticks. So like that was huge, and just learning the quarterback position a little bit, and understanding what they're doing in the backfield. Like they're going from here to here to here, and that was a nice thing for me to like kind of learn. And so yeah, now to have JJ and Sam, like those guys, I mean, obviously they're kind of learning their own and like figuring it out. Sam's obviously been in the league for a while, but like JJ, to have him out there and like, he's trying to figure it out, and like it's cool because like you can talk to him about different things and like, hey, like what would you like here? And he's like, well, I don't know, let's try it, and so then you go out there and you try it, and he's like, I like that, or I didn't like that, like that'll be cool to kind of be able to have that communication with a guy like that that's young. So yeah, I mean, I've played with a lot of really good quarterbacks, and each one of them have been different, which is cool.
How different is that for you, having the quarterbacks with all they understand what they already like and what they know to now being in the position you are where you're like kind of teaching more than you are learning?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like I say, it was really good because each quarterback that I've been with is obviously at the top of the league. Like, and then they each have their own different little like thing and like what they like. And so for me to be in the position I'm in right now with a young quarterback coming in, and you can talk to him about like, hey, this is what Staff liked. Hey, this is what Kirk liked. This is what JG liked, And so, and I'm sure he can take pieces from all that, because
And having a head coach who was a quarterback.
yeah, and KO is incredible. I mean, like KO is one of the best like people like he just knows what's going on in football, and like he understands the game so well, and he's really good at you get around coaches that understand the game really well, but then they're not as good at teaching it. And KO is like really, really good at being communicative and like teaching you like why this is and like why you do that. And that's hard to come by because I mean, everybody in the league knows the game, but like to be able to communicate how they know the game and like where they see it and how they see it, that's different. And so to have him in that room with, with JJ and is going to be a lot of fun for him, and it's huge. And to have KO around us, like he comes in our room with Ange and sits down and then he'll come out and he'll talk to us. And on the field, we're running routes. He'll be like, hey, keep this more vertical because of this coverage, or like, hey, keep this, you can spin out of this a little quicker because of that, like you're the first read, you're the second read, you're the third read, you're the last read, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely, like my knowledge of the game has grown a lot just because of the people I've been around, and the people in Minnesota are incredible.
Ben Johnson was somebody who was in kind of like the, people wanting him to be their head coach. Do you see him being a
yeah, I mean, he can
do.
Ben can do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he's one of those people that if he puts his mind to something, like he'll do it. And he is again another one of those people that like is really good at teaching the game and breaks it down into simplicity. Like I can't, I mean, like my rookie year, like I had a tight ends coach who, wasn't the best in the world, but like Ben and I would go and like sit down and watch film, and he was the quality control guy at the time, so we would go to another room, we would sit down, watch film, and he would break down like, hey, here's Travis's film, this is why he does this is why he's so good. Here's George's film, this is why he does this is why he's so good. And then like being able to pull that and do like and understanding releases, and like he'd break down different route trees and like each part of the route, and so that was huge. I mean, Ben's one of the best people. I mean, like I say, I talk to Ben a lot. He can easily be a head coach in this league, and he's a guy that people like to play for. So yeah.
Take us to the moment where you got traded.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Were you bitter at first?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, like there was a lot of articles coming out because we were, I think, 1-6 at the time. Like
articles of you being like on the trading block.
Yeah.
Because was that your contract year? Were you coming up to the end of your contract?
Yeah, like
year?
I was in my 4th year at the time, and so like I kind of like understood, hey, either they're gonna want to keep me here or they're gonna want to get rid of me and try to get some draft capital. And so like I was having a really good year at the time with like not, I wasn't getting the ball a ton, but like being able to create separation, and when I did get the ball, I'd make the most of it, and yeah, I think the last game I had like 3 targets, 3 catches, and like 90 yards or something like that, because we played Miami, and it was like I understood that they were kind of starting to get to that point, and you have conversations, you see like what's going on, and you see the articles coming out, and you just have conversations with the guys like, oh, like what's going on, and everyone's like, you're not leaving, you're not going anywhere,
right.
But they don't know because it's really solely up to the GM, and so at that point, I got a call on Tuesday and was like, hey, you're getting traded to the Vikings, and appreciate it and have a good one. I was like, all right, cool, sounds good.
Were you excited?
Yeah.
Bummed?
No, I was excited. It was a fresh start for me. Obviously, I knew like I was going to play for Coach O'Connell, who was a young coach, and like it was his first year, and he was 6-1 or something like that at the time, and like just a really up and coming coach, and then to be able to get around him, and it was the best thing for me. Like God put me in the right place. Like I love Minnesota. I love the team, you know, and it really starts at the top with KO and the ownership. Like those guys are incredible, and it trickles down. Like, I mean, like I say, you know, you have your PT, your head PT come down and like watch you do things, and they want you to like live a life outside of football and like love people, you know, like that doesn't come around in this league very much. I mean, you guys know how cutthroat it is. And so to have that and like to build relationships with those people in Minnesota and with the Vikings has been incredible. Like you don't find a bad human being at any point. Like whenever you turn a corner, there's somebody that you know, and you can have a conversation with them for 30 minutes and just about life. It's not about anything. And you know, if there's a bad person that's in the facility, it's found out really quick and they're gone, you know, like that's just what it is. And so they really only attract good people. They really preach love and like being a team, and like actually as much as a team as you can be in the NFL, you know, like that it's hard because everybody's in and out the door, but they're incredible. Like it's really the best place for me, and I hope I'm there for a long time.
Take me through the timeline a little bit more of like how the whole trading thing started. Like when the rumor started, who was your first call? Because I know there's a lot of people probably listening to this that don't know what goes on behind closed doors in a locker room.
Yeah.
And a lot of times guys find out they're traded on the ticker. And they just then all of a sudden they get a call from the GM. For you, when the rumor mill start, and then when did the actual transaction happen?
The rumor mill started, I think, the week before I got traded. Like that week going up to the trade deadline, like there was a bunch of articles that were coming out, like, hey, did we trade Hockenson? Like, who could we trade? You know, and then I just called Ben because, like I say, I had the best relationship with him at the time, and Dan was new-ish, I think, at the time. I think he might have been a year in. And so I called Ben and was just like, hey, like, what are they thinking? He's like, dude, you don't really have anything to worry about. You know, like, I love you. I think everybody around here has a lot of respect for you and what you're doing. You're a good player, and I don't think that's the thing, you know? And so I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. And then we lost to Miami that week, and I was coming off of a game against Seattle where I had like 156, 176 yards for 2 touchdowns. Like I was coming off a game, and you know, we lost the game, but you know, I was playing well, and so I wasn't too worried about it. And then Tuesday came around, and I woke up and I was like, well, we'll see. Put my phone on ringer, you know, and I was in the facility for a few hours, just doing PT and recovery stuff, and then I left, go to a chiropractor, and got a call on my way to the chiropractor, and was told I was traded. And then
even up to that call, your worries about being traded were pretty much put to rest because of your conversation with Coach Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I still had a feeling. Obviously, you know, Neil kind of knows a lot of that stuff, and he like can hear stuff, and so I kind of, you know, still was like, okay, it's definitely a possibility.
Right.
But like for them to trade me within division, like I wasn't expecting that at all. But I mean, I'm like, again, I'm so blessed and able to be there, so I was excited when that happened. But yeah, I wasn't really necessarily expecting it, but it came, and it's been a blessing.
Is there a level of, you're with the Lions and they haven't won a division in like the last 30 years until this past year, and then you leave and now they're having that crazy success. Is there a part of you that's kind of like bitter towards that success?
I mean, you know, obviously they're still in division, so you like want to beat them and you want to win the division as much as you can. But you personally? But I mean, yeah, not crazy, but like, I mean, you see it and you're like, well, what's going on? You know, and you talk to people and they're just like, you know, like that I played with, and they're just like, it just started clicking. Like it was nothing.
Got rid of you and everything just came into place.
yeah, no shit. Well, I mean, you think about it, like,
guys in there.
The first, like I was only there for 6 games when Coach Ben got moved up to OC, like head OC. So like it was a learning curve for everybody. Like it's not, that's one of those places too, like the terminology is a lot different. Like Ben makes it complicated so it's easy, you know, like if that makes sense. Like, you know, each way is a different term. Like, so if you're on the right side, it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be one term, and if you're going to the left, same play, it'd be a different term. So like you can still do all that at the line, but it was a learning curve for a lot of guys because that's not what you do, you know. And they'd be code names, so it'd be like lobster and whatever, you know. And so that was a learning curve for everybody, and so everybody was trying to figure it out and get used to it. And there was a lot of hiccups throughout that first 7 games, and then we all started kind of getting it after like week 5 and starting to kind of figure it out. And then, you know, now they've gotten it to click, and Ben's, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Ben's like a huge part of that because he's just, you know, kind of like a mastermind in that kind of sense. And yeah, I mean, but I like bitterness. Like I really was happy for like the boys that I used to play with, you know, like obviously I was in it for a long time. It's not fun to like go out and play and not really have any success. And then, you know, for them to have some success, like I was happy for the guys that I played with. But you know, I mean, to obviously be in the same division, there's a little bit of that because
You guys want to be the team.
we want to be the team.
You want to be a team,
like,
and also like every player I ever played with, they got traded
Yeah.
or left their team. Anytime we played that team, that was circled. That was like, hey boys, we gotta fucking get these guys.
Yeah, 100%.
It's if we can lose them all, but not this one.
Yeah.
This is the one we have to win.
Yeah,
So I just didn't know if you had any of those types of feelings.
100%. I mean, you always get a little juiced up when you play them. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you just want to see them, and you know, at that point, like I said, when I got hurt, that was that game, and it was for really a playoff berth for us, and so that was a huge game, and you know, it could have gone either way at the time that I got injured, and then you know I get injured, and it's still a close game, but I think that was tough for all of us. So
When the rumor mill starts, did you and your girl ever play the game of like, hey, this place would be cool? Hey, what about this place?
well, we heard Miami. That was the biggest thing. So
Kind of got excited about that, didn't you?
It was. I mean, it's warm down there, and you know, but I mean, when you talk about Minnesota and their name kind of started get like, we heard like Neil heard their name, and I was like, that'd be nice because it's my family goes to every game. My parents go to every game. They haven't missed a game since I've been 13, and so like they were driving to Detroit all the time, and that's 8 hours there, not including Chicago traffic, you know, and then 8 hours back. And so it's only 4 hours from my hometown, Minnesota is. And so it's incredible for all of them and for me to be able to be around family. My mom's from Minnesota, so I have a bunch of extended family there. So if I ever need anything, you know, I'm able to call them. And I mean, there is such thing as Minnesota nice, you know, like people around the block around in your neighborhood, like they just love and they want to help out, you know, without being weird about it, you know, like you know how some people can be when, you know, you are who you are, and then they're like getting a little too close, you know,
Right.
but that's usually not a thing there. So it's been awesome. And like I said, the facilities are beautiful. They're brand new. There's a reason it gets, you know, top 2. Last year it was number 1 in the NFLPA score. Like they do it right in Minnesota, and I'm just super lucky to be there.
Dude, talk about the temperature of last year, because you guys started off. How'd you guys start? Did you start 0-4?
Yeah, something like that.
Which
yeah.
was, I know, had to be insanely frustrating, because when we would do
That's the
S&P
worst.
and everything else, it's like, yo, this is the best 4-loss team in the NFL. Like you
Yeah.
guys only lost games because whether it be a bad turnover, somebody dropping a ball at a crucial time, like how frustrating was it? Because I know I would almost assume that KO, the post-game conversations and everything else is like you're
Yeah.
trying to keep everybody up. You guys start to make a very small run until Kirk blows out his Achilles. Take us back to early last year and the temperature of everything.
You know,
and then
Dobson came and took over and crushed.
Yeah, went out.
right,
Yeah.
and then Dobbs comes in, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that's an awesome story.
It was a wild year. And in terms of a lot of things, you know, we obviously were a good team. Like we knew it going into the season. Like we were really excited about the season, especially coming off a 13-win year the year before. And so, you know, we lose the first game, you know, and it's like, all right, there's turnovers. Like that's on us. Like we need to win, you know, and then we lose the second game, lose the third game. And
Then it's like, we really got to pick our shit up.
yeah, it's like everybody had like a, you know, your butthole gets pretty tight and like you're just like, let's go. Like, what are we doing? Like we are so good and we're not showing it on Sundays, which was frustrating for everybody, including the coaching staff. And so, I mean, it was turnovers. Like turnovers are the biggest thing. You guys know it's all about the ball. Like you get those presentations every week and, you know, we just couldn't hold on to it. And that was like the biggest issue. And then we lose JJ and, you know, which,
Kirk.
And yeah, well, we lose JJ first.
JJ.
We kind of go on a.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking McCarthy.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
You got CFP 25 on your head.
Yeah, we lose Jets. We lose Jets first, and with a hamstring, and then we start going on a run, and it's like, okay, like we're good. Like let's get back, and you know when Jets comes, we'll go off and we'll start playing in the playoffs, and we'll have a successful year. And so, you know, we start on a run, and then, you know, obviously Green Bay happens and we're playing really well and we're up by quite a bit. And, you know, we come out of half and we have a full 2-touchdown swing. And that was huge for us. And then Kirk goes down in the last, you know, couple drives. And it's like, what the heck just happened? You know, like, because nobody knows, you know, you don't know. And he's over there like, I just rolled my ankle. And then
your Achilles is gone.
Yeah, and then he gets carted off, and you're like, "Oh man,
it's a hell of an ankle sprain."
Yeah, like what's going on, you know? And you get in the locker room, and we won the game, but it's kind of like a somber feeling because you lost Kirk, who's again, like I've talked about Kirk, he's one of the best dudes, and so you don't want to see that from him. But yeah,
and then the next week Dobbs comes in,
and then the next week, yeah, we're in Atlanta, and Dobbs comes in, and you know we're going through the whole quarterback thing. You know, we have, you know, you start one guy and then he gets injured with a concussion, and then, you know, Dobbs is up basically, and you're like, okay, like let's see what it is. You
but
know,
isn't that crazy that he got in what, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, and he doesn't know the offense, so he's like just repeating what he's hearing, but he doesn't know. And he's like, hey, what's my first read? And you're like, to the left.
I was going to say, how's
like,
the game plan changing in real time to like corral around him and help him out?
That's kind of what it was. You know, we were all in the huddle and we're kind of like just communicating to him as well as him communicating to us. Like, hey, like, cause he was like, hey, what's this mean? Like, what's this route call? Like, or what's my concept? You know, we have fun, you know, flag under. And so it's like, you know, that's what that means, you know, like this is your first read, this is your second read. And so he was balling that week, and he used his legs a lot, and we were able to do like a scramble drill kind of. And, you know, I hadn't really had that from any of my quarterbacks. And so to have him out there, and he was, you know, that was kind of fun because you
guys are just playing like some backyard ball.
Yeah, like backyard. It's exactly what it was. And
zero expectation too. Like everyone's expecting you guys to not
we got
do
nothing to lose.
Right.
And he does a game-winning drive on the last drive,
which is nuts, dude.
Which was huge, you know. And then we come out the next week, and I actually broke my rib in the Atlanta game, fractured my 2 ribs on my right side. I still got a nice little bump, and then the next week is the Saints. And
did you play?
Yeah, went off. I had like,
I see you beast.
I had the 135 in the first half with Dobbs playing, and that was sick. You know, we had a lot of fun. We came out hot, and then
and I'm sorry to cut you off, that when Dobbs comes in and you know he's obviously going to take over the next week, does the game plan, is it all about like simplifying, make it easy for him to pick up on? And for
sure, yeah, I mean, like just our, you know, you have your first 5-day camp install plays, like that's kind of what we were running, which was easy for us. And he was like I was when I first got traded. You know, he was like not eating with the guys. He was he would go grab his food and then go to the film room and like kind of learn everything. And then a lot of communication, a lot of like talking to the guys and figuring it out. But yeah, I mean, he was incredible. I mean, I love playing with Josh. He's a great dude. And he's special. Yeah, I mean, with his legs and everything, he's a special talent for sure. So
I mean, yeah, for anybody coming in week of, especially at the quarterback position,
Yeah, that's insane.
slinging it a little bit, game-winning drive.
I just imagine all the guys in the huddle, and then Dobbs getting the call, and he's just repeating it, and all the guys are like, "This is what I have. This is what I have." Like
Yeah.
across the board, this is the protection.
that's
He's
exactly
like,
what
"Fuck it, I got half that. We're gonna figure out what goes on now."
It's basically, hey, we're just running a boot here. A boot to the right.
Yeah, boot to the right, look for us.
And then Garrett, our center, he was like at the point where, because a lot of the time the quarterback will change or like tell you to TO it and stuff like that for the tackle. And Garrett's out there like, hey, TO, like calling all that stuff versus
That's probably
That
taking
is
it off his
helpful.
plate.
Yeah, having a
So,
smart center is the
Oh, yeah.
biggest, one of the biggest assets you can possibly have.
yeah. Our whole line is
Ben was like a
incredible.
quarterback out
Yeah.
there.
Ben, a lot of times, Tannehill wouldn't even worry. Well, Tannehill would be great, but anybody else who was ever in there, Ben would be like, I'll do the protection.
Yeah.
And then that's one thing the quarterback doesn't have to listen to at all.
Yeah.
You just kind of wait for Ben. He'll point one way, but I guess we're going this way.
Yeah.
But Ben would also manipulate shit too. We'd be like, we were playing Houston one time, and it was like 42-14, and JJ is at the nose. And Ben goes, fuck it, R. Puts me one-on-one, and then everybody else is in a full slide down Ben.
Right.
R. Sorry, Taylor.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a deal, dude. They always
100%.
have the best haircuts. Why? Because they go to Sport Clips, dude. Gentlemen, get ready, because this month Sport Clips Haircuts is taking their MVP haircut experience to the ultimate level throughout the month of July. You get to relax twice and pay once, because Ultimate MVP is the same price as the standard MVP. Also, just in time to beat the heat, not necessarily because it's absolutely the hottest it's ever been in Nashville right now, the refreshing chilled towel is back. That means you get double the hot or chill towel action, double the, what's that word?
Sudsy satisfaction.
Sudsy's a tough word.
This is a tough
That's a tough word.
The D makes it hard.
Yeah, the D, throw it in there. Sudsy satisfaction of a massage, shampoo, and conditioning treatment. If they could find a way to double,
You're crushing,
don't
bro.
laugh, dude. Don't laugh.
don't.
It makes it way harder for me to read when you laugh. To double the sports on their screens, they would double that too. When it comes to your hair, go to the specialists who were trained in men's hair. Sport Clips is a game changer, valid at participating locations. Ends 7/31/2024. Hey, I appreciate the little mouse going across the line too, because my brain was kind of getting foggy there for a
He's like,
second.
don't do the laughs. Don't do the
Long
laughs.
read.
You
Long
just got
read.
the mouse going across.
Oh, there it is.
Don't know why we have that photo up.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
Should we have some? Do we have anything else to hit?
I
TJ?
feel
Should we have
solid.
a couple fun little segments?
Let's do some segments.
Shout out, no free shout out.
Yeah, let me pee first.
Ooh.
Let me can I pee?
Yeah, go pee.
Oh, I'm in on that.
You trying to go pee?
Yeah, I've been.
All right, go
I've
pee,
been,
man.
I've been doing it for a while.
And it'll make you feel better. I don't know if you're like me, my back and ass is sweating violently.
been over there like leaning over trying to
Yeah. No, you can do it. Yeah, you can deviate it however. So if you feel a blitz coming, you can either slide if you feel like you need to do a full slide, and the back will block the one on the end. But you'd want to slide it away from the back so that way he can pick up the end and not have to go across the protection. Not have to go across the formation.
Yeah, they put me on a few
It's wild.
58s this year. It's tough.
Yeah.
That Jordan Addison one, when like right before half on the 49ers,
Yeah.
they put me one-on-one with Bosa, 59 protection.
How was that?
A die slow death. We scored a touchdown.
So you handled him.
I mean, yeah.
You win
I
it
did,
9 times
I did my job.
You win it 9 times out of 10 on Nick Bosa.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
I feel like tight ends they do get a reputation of if you're one-on-one, if you're a pass rusher, if you're one-on-one with the tight end, you must win basically
Have to
every
win.
time.
You have to win every single time.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen, but
Do you pride yourself on the blocking?
I do. I do all right.
Yeah.
I do my best.
I
That's all I can ever ask for.
Yeah.
I got a couple
As long
fun
as you get the
questions.
job done, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Couple fun questions before we get into our segments.
Okay.
Number 1, prediction for Minnesota in 2024.
ooh, like a record prediction?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Oh man. I don't know how many. 17. 17-0.
That's the only right answer.
That is the only
Yeah.
right answer.
Also, my second question, which quarterback chewed your ass the most?
Ooh, I got a couple. I got a couple lickings from staff.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been my guess.
But like that was the best thing for me.
Productive
like
ass chewings.
yeah, like it was great, and I was a rookie, and so like I didn't really know like what was going on, so to have that and like. And you know how he like, well, maybe you don't, but like Steph is like one of those people that like doesn't really like, he's not a loud talker. He's soft spoken, like, and he's just a boy. Like he's one of the boys, so he wants to get close to you. Like I went out to dinner with Steph and his wife, and you know, a few times, and then like on Sundays, like if I screwed something up, he'd get into me, and that's like. It's a good feeling, you know. Like I mean, and not
What's a
at the
story that
time.
you remember? What's one that like sits there and you're like, oh, hey, Staff, remember that one time when you ripped my ass?
Yeah, I actually caught a touchdown and he ripped me, but it was my fault, 100%. Like we were, I can't remember who we were playing, but we were on like the 3-yard line, and there was this play that he would check to, but the whole line would slide left, and we'd leave the DN free. And because a lot of the time like the DN would have to carry the flat, and then they would screw up, so it was like a 3-man set over on the right, and he checked to it, and like I was supposed to bluff the end to like make him think I was rushing rather than pulling me to the flat, but I just kind of went to the flat, and then that leaves him a free runner, you know, rather than the D end. So he like turned around and he saw the defensive end coming. He sidearms it, scored a touchdown, and I was like, "Let's go!" And then I just see Staff shaking his head, running to the sideline. And then when I get to the sideline, he just he lays it into me. But I needed it. Like I think that might have been my first or second year, and it was like, you know, you got to know that stuff. So it was like the little details, you know. But like, so I appreciated it. So. Like there was never anything where like I've never gotten an ass chewing where I'm like I didn't deserve it, you know. Like so I kind of respect it and was like, all right, cool, my bad. Like I'll get it next time.
You gotta respect that you scored
good
a touchdown. You
Yeah,
scored a
like
touchdown.
yeah.
It's not good
It's like,
enough.
hey, it's not good enough. This is not good
It's
enough.
not about the result.
Yeah.
No, you gotta love that.
You want prediction for Iowa?
They're gonna beat Nebraska. What's college
Not
football
even-
at
you
now?
don't even believe
12 games. 8-win season for sure. So I'm gonna go 9-3.
Okay. Strong.
Who they lose to?
Pull up the schedule.
Yeah. Thank you.
Y'all gonna get a wager going? Iowa, Nebraska.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm in on that.
Whoever loses, you have
Go-
to do
sure.
a video
Oh yeah.
saying that this school is basically like your alpha male, your daddy.
Okay. Done.
And this program is better than our program.
Okay. I'm in. I like that.
You guys got a pretty easy schedule here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, we might go 12-0.
Dude, you guys are not. You guys are gonna
Oh,
lose Ohio State,
okay,
probably
so
Washington.
There's Ohio State. I would say that one's a close one.
Let's just call that one a loss, just to be fair.
Right.
You gotta find your 3
Washington.
losses.
That'll be a tough one.
So you want to call that a loss?
2 weeks in a row. I don't know if that can happen under KF though.
Washington is at Iowa too.
Yeah. So I think we get that one. Is UCLA any good this year?
No.
I think Wisconsin's gonna be tough, man.
Are they? Last year they were. The last
Yeah, but
couple
Fickle,
years.
he's
they-
now into his second
Okay.
year. I think they'll be tough.
That will be a tough one. Michigan State's not any good anymore, right?
No,
No.
they're not any good.
Yeah. Okay. Wisconsin. I'll take that as an L.
Okay.
But
There's only about
where's
one
the
more.
where's the one more? I don't see the
Yeah,
one
it
more.
looks like Friday, November 29th.
It might be
6:30
10-2. I like the I like
NBC.
10-2. I like 10-2. I know we're not losing.
It's always right after
I know
Thanksgiving.
we're not losing Black Friday. That's never a thing.
That's what you'll do too. You
It's
lose.
at Iowa.
That's
You,
what you'll do too.
you lose. You promote our Black Friday sale.
Okay. All right.
What's
What's
in
your
the
Black?
script?
Wait, what's your Black Friday?
Just like
sale?
Bussin merch, 20% off.
Okay.
You talk about how great Nebraska is, how they're way better than we ever can think to be.
Also 20% off.
Yeah,
That's-
20% off Black Friday. Yeah,
All right. I like it.
I'll have to get Georgia.
It's at
on that,
Iowa
too.
though.
10-2 is not a bad deal there.
It's not. No, it's not. That's very much
Is that what you guys were last year?
respectable. No, I think we had 9, right?
You might have been a 10-win team last year.
You guys might be. Well,
I don't know.
What's that?
Because we lost that BS one with Cooper
Was it,
running it back.
Michigan?
On the punt.
Yeah.
Ohio State,
That
Iowa?
was, he was not.
I know he
Yeah.
was not. That was a terrible call.
And then like this, like what? What are we talking about?
Yeah, you guys are like a smelly, a stinky good team.
Yeah, it doesn't always need to
Iowa's
look good.
Always pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're they kind of have a stench.
It's
to
never
them.
pretty, but it's beautiful.
Right. They kind of have a stench to them. We got to clean them up. How can we clean them up? Duke Cannon. Shout out, no free shout out is presented by Duke Cannon. Product that's not for clowns. It's thick body wash, Buffalo Trace. It is my favorite scent. You have the oak barrel and amber scent that'll leave you smelling good, not like a JV locker room. You'll be smelling good for the boys. You can pass them around the locker room. It's time to elevate your game by working harder and smelling better.
Scroll down.
Oh no.
As always, the boys got a special code just for the tier ones. Use code tier 1, that's TIER and the number 1 on DukeCannon.com for 15% off your first order. Duke Cannon, work harder, smell better. If you're unfamiliar with Shout Out No Free Shout Out, we're shouting out simple things of the world. Whether it can be a person, it can be an event, it can be a little moment. Recently, I want to say Quentin Nelson, he shouted out, or maybe JP did, the cold water fountains back in high school, back in the elementary school days. JP, I want to say shout out the wall, like a concrete wall, something
The texture
small.
of the.
I think I got one. Yeah.
Yeah, could be a person,
Am
whatever
I
you
going
want to
first?
Yeah.
do. Sure.
Okay.
Or do you want to hear one of us go first?
No, I got it. Okay. Shout out, no free shout out. Right. Airport hand dryers nowadays. I was washing my hands at the airport the other day. I flew back to Iowa City for like 3 hours and washed my hands, and they have them now where it's dual sided. It's right next to the washer, to the sink, and dual sided right there. It actually worked because they never really work.
They
Right,
never
when
really
you got the
Yeah.
one pipe just going, it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
and it's
where's
like,
the-
and then you're hitting it like
where are the
5
paper
times.
towels? Yeah.
But that one was legit. I really enjoyed
Is that the
it.
one? The one I'm thinking of is when you put your hands
it's
in.
right next to the sink,
and
and
then
it's
just
like
slowly.
and it's both hands too. Like you don't have to do one at a time. It's perfect.
That's a little.
And
car
in your
wash.
brain, you're
Yeah.
thinking like, how do I do this?
Yeah, you
It's
put them in there
perfectly-
deep
No,
first,
not
and you
even
give them
that
the
though.
slow.
It was attached on top by the sink. It was incredible. I was thoroughly impressed.
Man, you got to find that. That's a one of
That's
one
a
type
good shout out, no
situation.
free shout out.
Yeah,
It's a good
thank
shout
you.
out.
Thank you.
This dude can smells nice. You got
Right.
one?
I do have one.
Go ahead.
My shout out, no free shout out. I don't know how people are going to react to this, but overall, it's a very positive thing. My old man, he quit drinking.
Really?
Yes, my
Wow.
dad quit drinking. Big shout out to Bill Compton.
Christmas is gonna suck this year.
Thanksgiving, having him at the house.
Can
is
you
gonna be a
wait till
dud, bro?
2025?
When he was telling my little brother Wyatt and Scott when they came over, he had them over and basically was like, I'm glad you guys both came here. I got some bad news. And they thought it was like a really bad thing. He's like, I quit drinking beer. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's
He quit drinking beer, or he quit drinking alcohol.
quit drinking alcohol. I mean, he's a beer guy.
He's a beer guy through and
anything
through. I just
cold
didn't know if
through
he
and
was like, I'm gonna go harder.
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody who puts down at least probably 6, 8 a
Yeah,
night.
I mean, Bill's staple is going to a party, finding the best chair, sitting in it, putting in a lip in, and
Yeah.
then drinking as many cold beers as he possibly can.
With a fat.
That
nip
is
in it.
Bill Compton.
Yeah. But he quit, man. He quit cold turkey, and he said it was not hard.
Really?
Wow.
And he shot me a text the other day. I asked how everything's going because this is about 2 weeks old, and I asked how he was doing. He said, I've been owning my mornings by the way, up before 7:30, even on weekends, getting my walks in. Weights are getting up close to what I was doing a few years ago. So I'm fired up for Bill Compton.
Let's go.
That's
That's huge.
awesome. That's
He
a
quit
knock.
drinking.
That's a knock.
Yeah,
for Bill.
that's a knock.
That's a knock for Bill.
And I think it's good that because he'll be watching this, it's good for the public accountability as well. So he's got to stay true to it.
has to.
But very fired up.
And the
that,
minute if he does relapse in any way, you have to call him out in this podcast.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that, Dad? We have to call you out if
Bill?
you relapse in any way. But I'm fired up for him.
But
So shout out my
Christmas
dad.
is cool, Bill, because I
Yeah,
need you.
yeah.
I need you for gingerbread
Yeah,
houses.
maybe
Christmas
holidays-
is fun. When you're at my house, it's like it doesn't count.
Yeah, holidays don't count.
Yeah, holidays don't count. My shout out for shout out is not a small shout out, and it's going to go to OFB, which stands for Oyama Fuckboys. Now, I went to a wedding in Canada, and this wedding was a unique wedding like I've never seen before. It was 100 people. Everyone went to this big field, 180 acres at this guy's property, and they had trailers. Everyone just stayed in trailers. And everyone's kind of camping out and doing those things. And I meet Dallas Sanger. Dallas Sanger is Taylon's cousin, my wife's cousin. And Dallas is a good boy, top-notch cat. But I met his friends, and his friends were the best group of friends I have ever seen in my entire life. They all have OFB tattooed that they all gave each other. There's a tattoo gun that they're all sharing the same needle and tattooing each other different things. But that's not why I'm shouting them out. Everybody knows, like, when you and your boys that have been around each other for a long time go out and everybody gets drunk, but one guy gets too drunk where he starts getting like nostalgic and teary-eyed and he wants to tell you how much he loves you. And it's like, bro, come on. It's not you just know you got to put this guy to bed soon. What I witnessed at this wedding, as the sun was setting at 11 p.m. in Canada, all these guys were equally that drunk, just loving each other. No one was hey man, we don't got to do this right now. It was around a bonfire, and these boys sat there and told each other how much they loved each other. There were songs playing. They're singing as loud as they can. There's 50 people sitting around, but to those 6-7 boys, it was just them. And I sat back in a chair and just watched them being like, that is the pinnacle of friend groups. Something that probably none of us have ever experienced. It was one of the most beautiful, rare things I have ever seen in my entire life. So my shout out goes to OFB. Trying to tattoo OFB on myself. I did get offered OFB.
He was like, hey, how do I get in this?
I declined it.
How do I get this tat?
Yeah, they had a bunch of good boys out there, man.
Good shout out, no free shout out.
Yeah.
For this next segment, Dad, if you're watching, don't listen to this ad read. Twisted Tea, a refreshing hard iced tea made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol, full of flavor, very refreshing, goes down super smooth because it's not carbonated, which is easy, makes it easy to drink all day long.
It's 3:12.
I know. Twisted Tea feels fun and celebrates
It's a good
extreme
pod.
fandom on game day. Keep it twisted with the boys. It is the perfect alcoholic beverage for game day. Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today. Our twisted question comes to us from Mitch. He says he has a good one.
As of right now, CFB 25 has been out for 12 minutes.
As of right now.
Oh.
So we gotta.
This one
Not
comes
to rush you
from,
off. This has been a great podcast.
You've been awesome, dude. This has been a great time.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it.
This one comes from JP.
This one comes from JP Hovey.
Would you rather be an unknown superhero or a famous villain?
Ooh, that's
Unknown superhero.
that's easy. Yeah, unknown superhero for sure.
I don't know if it's easy. I think you all flirt with the idea of like, yo, you could be a badass villain
Yeah,
that's known and you're calling your own shots. It's like the Joker.
I'm pretty low key though. I'd rather I don't need to be famous.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in my brain, like when you get those RPG games and you get to either go villain or good guy, you
Yeah.
start off thinking about the idea of being a villain, and it's a video game, so nobody's gonna know, right?
Yeah.
But you ultimately end up making the good decisions just to get back in good favor with the crowd and the town and everything else. So I'm gonna go with unknown hero.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go villain.
Ooh,
100%, dude. Just being like,
be a good
and the
villain.
first person that always comes to mind is the Joker from Dark Knight, and that is all time. Just calling your shots, doing what you want. Everyone knows.
You don't know what his moves are because
You
he's
don't
such
know
a fucking
he's
wild card.
If you're a super famous villain, you know you're known for being just multiple steps ahead of the government, and that's badass. And that's badass. I'll take that. I'll take the villain.
I love that.
Good question.
That is a great question.
Good question.
What would you go with? You go with the hero?
I would go unknown hero for sure. Yeah, I mean, be on a bunch of land, just be able to freaking do whatever you want.
Should be Clark Kent.
Oh, so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wear some glasses. Nobody knows who you are. Be so sick.
Have superpowers.
Yes.
You'd have
That's what I mean.
superpowers?
You get to
It's
be a hero,
superhero
right?
or unknown hero?
Superhero.
Superhero.
Let's change
yeah.
the game a little bit.
Yeah, but nobody
Oh,
knows
so you couldn't go play a sport.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you
It's like,
could.
if you're
What's the-
Superman and you're like, I don't really feel like protecting people. I'm just gonna go be the best football player ever. Never get hurt.
Yeah.
Never
you
get
could.
tackled.
In
Yeah,
Smallville,
exactly.
which is based around Superman, he was a very good high school football player. Did just enough. I remember one time he was throwing the ball, and right when he released it, he ran somewhere, saved somebody, stopped something from happening, and got back in just to get hit and throw the game-winning touchdown.
Based on true story.
Yeah.
Oh, you telling me Superman didn't make the league?
I'm just saying in Smallville, in this show, which was a phenomenal show, and shout out my boy Logan, that we watch this every week. This is one of our soap operas every week.
All right.
Banger shit.
You're not
Banger
dropping a
show,
ball
bro.
either.
Lana,
Yo,
remember like him and Lana, they had the relationship, and I remember when the song, that Lifehouse song, hit super hard. What was the name of that song?
I just heard it yesterday on TikTok.
Hey,
Lana?
type in Smallville Lifehouse. Lifehouse. Incredible song. You would know it. We will all know this. Cause it's you and
It's
me.
called Everything, I think. Amazing.
And I love the people with nothing. Because he loved Lana, and it's almost like he didn't know how to tell her all the time, bro.
This is a classic bad acting storyline show.
You would love it. Back in the day. This was great. This was a great routine. Smallville, and then you'd also hit One Tree Hill the next day.
Lana reminds me of Too Hot to Handle. You seen that show?
I
My
have
wife
not.
watches it all the time.
That's Lana right there. God, she's a fox. But yeah,
She's no Topanga.
she's no Topanga, but she's a great
I
one.
think Topanga was our age group's like.
I mean, that was
one.
the come up. That was the crush.
Yeah, that was I think everybody in our age group's first crush.
Yeah, Topanga.
You about
Maybe
Topanga?
he's
Maybe too
younger than
young.
us.
Yeah.
Who's your like celebrity crush in the TV show world growing up?
TV show? I was a big Friends guy, so Jennifer Aniston was
Yeah,
huge.
that's a good
Okay.
one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one. It's really good.
But Megan Fox and Transformers.
Yeah,
That's a
but
movie.
that's a movie.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
That's
movie.
what I
She
mean.
took everybody's
That's what-
hearts.
When you said show, it changed me. She
Yeah.
did take everyone's hearts.
Disney
Now
Channel needs to
she's
bring back their
drinking blood.
original movies.
Patty Mayonnaise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Patty Mayonnaise.
Getting into the animated
Halloween Town.
world. Halloween Town.
Halloween Town
yeah.
was legit.
A little
dude.
sneaky.
Oh, just out of nowhere,
Just a bent over picture.
bro. She looks so different now.
That's one of the most iconic photos of all time.
Of
can,
all time.
You can put that one next
How's
to
her
Trump.
body moving like that?
You can put that one next to Trump.
Oh.
Johnny Cash with the middle finger. That might be top 3 photos. Oh, this has been a fun
That's
podcast,
great pod.
boys.
Yeah.
TJ, thank you, man.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Hell yeah, dude.
This has been
Yeah.
a great, this has been a great
Ending
pod.
it where
Fun
we started
pod.
it. Yeah.
Got to start with a good, put on our tinfoil hats, talk about the president, or talk about the former President Trump, and then get into dive into all
I see
the,
your head's at Will.
see what happens. We'll see what happens where my vote goes.
Yeah, dude.
Subscribe, leave comments. If you are listening on audio, make sure you're following the boys on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and let all your boys know. Let the group chats know. We got to get the subscribers up. Oh, not to mention, and shout out. Sorry, we forgot to hit it. But shout out to you guys. We got up to, I think each of you, we rounded it up, so everybody on the back of the bus gets $1,000.
There we go.
About to get paid. About to get paid. But
It's been
thank
a
you for
very
tuning in.
beneficial month for
Yeah.
JP and Jack,
Yeah.
especially.
Thank you for tuning in. See ya.
Love it.
Because it's you and me.